want to thank my brother in the booth with me, Zyaf, the owner of this channel, of course, and creator of this tournament for hosting it. Zyaf, how you doing?
Man, I'm so excited to be here. This is going to be amazing. We haven't had a real, honest to God, UFC 4 tournament in so long. It's really just been a minute, and I am so excited to do this with you. I mean, we've really got a stacked card coming up. We've got 16 of the best Xbox competitors. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket right here. Immediately, we've got so many good fights. EK Dirty fighting EK Dino. Matchup of the EK guys in the first round. That's just going to be absolutely amazing. Then we move on. Blake Tyler fighting Noetta. Fadnator fighting Anthony. Gamp is fighting Bang Bang. Jakey fighting Suave Jamie. Triple C. We got him in the tournament. Webcam is fighting Trixie. Yurta is fighting Kezza. Caliber is fighting Hammer. There is just so much going on, and I am so excited for this tournament to happen. What fights stand out to you in this first round?
Man, the thing about these preliminary rounds is that it truly is a spectrum of fights. You've got some guys who've been around for multiple games, and then some more newer guys, right? Webcam is making his name known on the scene in more recent ways, and Suave Jamie's been on top for a long time. But I gotta say, Blake Tyler versus Noetta, that's one that's popping off the page simply because Noetta is touted as one of the best guys in his camp, but Blake Tyler is one of the best in the world. So very interesting fight on that left side of the bracket, in my opinion.
For sure. All right. Let me get you the link for the first fight. We're going to hop right into it. No dilly-dallying. No wasting time. I'm very excited. The first one is Dirty Dave fighting Mr. EK Dino. Two very top-level competitors, both, have been in title fights before in the ESFL. They both really know what they're doing, and the first round is going to be at bantamweight. So we're going to hop over to that fight right now. And
You can
here
see
we are. Mr.
Dino
Dino fighting
looks to be
fighting
locked in on
Dave.
Jan. That's typically what we get, right down at 135. It's the Piotr Jan pick,
Right.
which makes complete sense. It's just versatile, right? It's just a balanced character. So much power, so much speed, and really good durability, too. It's hard to get Jan out of there.
For sure. I mean, Jan is he's such a good pick in this game, especially with that Bulldog perk. I mean, as soon as he gets more health than you, he becomes even better. His health stats become even better. His chin becomes higher. And, I mean, it's just a hard matchup to go against. I wouldn't be surprised to see these two lock in those picks, but let's see. Let's get them to ready up here.
Now, while we're waiting for them to ready up, we can run through some of the rules. We do have several banned submissions and a few exploits. If you follow the ESFL and know the rule set over there, it's very similar. But Zyf, I'll let you run through what we're banning.
Yeah, so basically we are running with the ESFL rules. That means no rear naked chokes from back sitting and the backdrop. Here we go, they're readying up right here. No standing guillotine, no side saddle arm triangle, mounted gogoplata, or windshield choke. There's still a lot of submissions available to these guys. Let me turn this down a little, that's kind of loud. There's still a lot of submissions available to these guys, but maybe they're not, quite as overpowered. And then we just have some exploits banned, the double up kick, unblockable cage strikes, that kind of thing. The mount bobbleheading. Just things that would, in general, worsen the game experience. But here we go. Touch it up right here. I'm very excited for this matchup. And Dirty going southpaw right away.
Southpaw and mix it up to the body, right? Jab upstairs and the two downstairs. Already showing the levels that Dirty likes to operate on.
For sure, and we'll see. I think we'll see them switching stance a lot, especially Dino, very creative striker, known as one of the best strikers in the game. And Dave might want to match that. He is a wrestler. Maybe he wants, that same stance that Sotagari, that Piotr Jan has, the double leg takedowns. So we'll see that coming out. But right now, it's kind of just a striking match. Although there's the first takedown attempt, and he gets it.
That's a beautiful level change right there. Running right under the strike, got to the hips, got it to the ground, and a lot of time with which to work. We'll say EK Dino threw that spinning back kick to the midsection that missed. Big whiff for a guy who typically doesn't take risks like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a risk, but, I mean, Dino is a very flashy, creative striker. Might be just looking to put on a show, and,
Ooh. Oh!
Whew, good head kick there. I'm sorry, I just got my food, so can you take over for a second?
Zyaf's crunching and munching. 3 minutes left in this first round, and man, I have rarely seen stance switch. These guys are operating orthodox and southpaw to the same degree of efficiency and success. We'll say EK Dino seems to be catching the chin just a little bit more, but the feints, the head movement, the defense for both competitors is on point. Oh! Catches him right there, but a big head kick. You can see that they're operating not on the same stance typically, right? Once they get into that similar position, they'll switch. Maybe that's to avoid the Sotogari or positions like this. EK Dino going low, unable to get it though. Dirty reverses. Fantastic work from both gentlemen. Going for the backpack. EK Dino jumps down correctly, but hooks are in for Dirty.
Very interesting match through this. You know, we're seeing a lot of grappling coming out from Dirty Dave. You know, something he hasn't really been able to utilize in his ESFL run. He might be looking to do that a little better.
And that's the beauty of a tournament like this, right? You get to work on some skills and showcase them on some larger stages. At the ESFL, it's hard to think about taking risks or changing up your game plan. That's the biggest show in the world. You don't want to lose on it. However, here, great chance to work on some new things.
100%, and we're really seeing that. You know, I'm sure Dino's going to adjust coming into this second round. You know, he is a great player in his own right, but right now I'm seeing a lot of good work out of Dirty Dave, and Dino's stamina is starting to look low, which is not something we typically see in the first round.
Definitely not. Dino absolutely exhausted himself a little bit, but he's been super active with the strikes, which is expected. However, the defense, right, the head movement, he's making Dino miss, which is what you need to do against Dino.
Tough first round. How'd you score it, Bane?
You know, Dirty with that minute 40 of control time and the edge in total striking, I think it has to go to him. He's just more effective, right? Within mixed martial arts, it's mixed. You got to be diverse. That's what Dirty's been through the first set of 5 minutes.
Absolutely, but we are seeing Dino MMA coming out with a little bit of a head health advantage here, and he regained a lot of stamina. You know, it is only a 3-round fight, so that might be his game plan. Just empty the gas tank, try to get the chip damage out through 3 rounds, and then maybe just explode, get something big. And he's landing some good combinations. Dave's just staying in the pocket a little too long here.
Oh, the TJ Dillashaw-esque leaning roundhouse upstairs catches Dino. These guys are just sitting and trading in the pocket. But look at all the feints. Look at all of the tactics that they're utilizing. They're not just, you know, swinging, right? They're not standing and banging. There's a lot of IQ going on here.
Right, absolutely. I mean, whenever you get, you know, this insanely high level of striking between these two competitors, you're never just going to get, you know, mindless brawling. You know, right now they are staying in the pocket, but look how technical it is. They're going to the body, they're going to the head, and they're just mixing everything up really well. Dave shoots another takedown. Dino denies it this time. He might be looking to get some knees here. He tries, but Dave does a good job of blocking him, and Dino is low on stamina here.
You could see gassed right there at the end of the combination. He just doesn't have the ability to extend himself through 5-6 strikes anymore. He has to keep it tight just like that. What an uppercut check left.
Yeah, he's doing a good job right now. He's keeping his combos a little more limited. He's finding his shots well in the pocket. This is kind of what he needs to do right now because Dave is doing a really good job utilizing head movement. But if Dino can catch him on the inside, he won't waste too much stamina, and he's going to get a lot of that chip damage off, which is going to let him win the round.
It is Dino just turning it up as we approach the final 2 minutes of this second round, but Dirty goes back to the well with that head kick and catches him. Each guy operating with, you know, just a different tactic, right? Dino clearly wants to be on the feet. Dirty seemingly wants to be grappling focused.
Yeah, but I mean, Dave doesn't mind striking, as you see right there, and he gets a left hook, drops him into the ground and pound. This could be it right here, and it is Dirty Dave beats Dino in the second round. Wow, that was unexpected.
Talk about a rally, because that second round, the longer when it seemed like EK Dino was really starting to find his footing, coming on strong, landing in the pocket. The block of EK Dirty was getting dangerously low, but just a crisp combination. Floors EK Dino, didn't know where he was, couldn't defend those follow-up ground strikes, Zyaf.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, really impressive. I'm very impressed with that performance. I mean, Dino is, like we said, one of the best strikers in the game, and Dirty Dave just took it to him. So Dirty Dave, as you're going to see right there, advances on to round 2. Very, very impressive stuff, man. So
And that's, I mean, if you're Blake Tyler or Noetta, you got to think, man, I was expecting right striking focused Dirty Dave, not someone who's going to mix it up as much as he did. So that's definitely cause for concern for that left side of the bracket.
Definitely. I mean, look, Dave is just always improving. You know, he didn't have the best showing versus me. He didn't have the best showing versus Max. But people are forgetting why he is a top competitor in this game. He's basically a perennial title contender at this point. He has just been looking solid throughout, and you know, training with those EK guys, he's just going to get better. He's just going to get, you know, more high level, and he's just going to expand his game more. So that is something to definitely look forward to. We are going to move on to the second fight. Blake Tyler, the new ESFL champion, as we saw yesterday. I'm so excited for this fight. I just sent you the link. We're here right now. Let us know what's going on with this fight, Bane.
Man, I'm just pumped for it. Blake Tyler, like you mentioned, one of the best in the world. I cannot praise him enough for what he's accomplished. You know, he won the Venom Invitational, and that was such a massive step. Wait, no, that was Trixie. Never mind. Wait, was it Blake Tyler? I can't remember.
No, that was Trixie that won the
That was Trixie. But Tyler has done such good work in these tournaments, in the regional promotions of this esports landscape, and of course the ESFL. And you can see that existing history has to be concerning potentially for Noetta. 33 wins to 4. Hard to put any weight behind that without any context, but definitely a mountain to climb for Mr. Noetta.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Noetta is training with the KM guys now. You know, we're seeing all these camps pop up, and KM has been, you know, very surging onto the scene. They've got Caliber, they've got Intro, they've got some really good players. But this is Blake Tyler's best weight class. He is using Piotr Jan, his favorite pick, and he is going to push forward. He's going to try to work, and he's going to try to get stuff done. But Noetta coming out looking creative. Look at that. The single leg fade into the flying knee.
He's got to use all the tools. He's got to bring those tricks out of the sleeve and inside the octagon. And with a pick like Dillashaw, I just want to see footwork. I just want to see that top-rated footwork moving around, circling out. That lateral movement that Dillashaw has is unparalleled in this game. But Noetta just kind of pushing forward, being the aggressor, winging those hooks.
Yeah, I mean, he's really throwing a lot of strikes out there. Might not be the best strategy versus Blake Tyler, who, you know, has been known to really work the body, work the shots, work the interceptions. You know, I have like 500 games with Blake, and that is just what he's mastered at this point. It's just intercepting, as you see right there, really throwing. But, you know, maybe it'll pay off for him. Maybe he'll catch Blake by surprise. We'll have to see. He's being very creative right now, throwing out a lot of different looks. And Blake is just kind of sticking it to the boxing basics right now.
Which, you know, against super flashy and creative guys, that's kind of what you want to do. You want to wait till they either gas themselves out or they start repeating their patterns. Typically, these guys that throw very unorthodox strikes, they go to the well decently often with it.
Yeah, and that's definitely got to be something Noetta has to be careful of, because he's being tagged up right now a little. I'd like to see him, you know, maybe just tighten up the defense a little, especially because with Blake Tyler, you just cannot afford to let him get a lead off. Because as you're seeing, I mean, he's throwing good strikes, but look at this. Blake is just pushing forward. Every time Noetta just gives him the slightest opening, the slightest opportunity, and that's what makes him so high level, is every time Blake gets the opportunity, he you know, takes it and then he expands on it. He won't throw just 1 or 2 strikes. He's going to throw 5 strikes, and every single one of them is going to land because you gave him that slightest, you know, millisecond of an opening, and that's just what's working for him right now and what's causing him to be just a little ahead of Noetta in this fight.
Noetta did land a big head kick right there for the last minute or so, though. It's been all Blake Tyler just aggressing, pushing forward. You can see discoloration, some blood leaking out of the bridge of the nose, I believe, for Dillashaw. Just, you know, bad news for Noetta. A guy who likes to be the pressure fighter, who likes to be the aggressor and dictate the pace of the fights. Getting put on his back foot like this, you can see he's clearly not comfortable in this position.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a special kind of player to push Blake Tyler back, and Noetta is doing well right now. He's, you know, keeping him up against the fence. This is what he needs to do. This is his game plan, but he just needs to make sure he doesn't get caught as he's trying to do it, because, you know, pushing Blake back may seem like the best path to victory, but Blake knows that. And, he's developed a style all around people who are going to try to push him back. Very good first round, but look at that head movement just at the end. Man, this is really high level here.
And that's why I gotta imagine you pick bantamweight to start things off for these preliminary rounds. You get nothing but technique down in these smaller classes. You got to build to the finish if you want to get it. Light heavyweight, you can get that one-punch KO, but down here, it is about that game planning. It is about that strategy, and through the first 5 minutes, Blake Tyler's clearly winning.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it very well, and it's not like this is a wash or anything, but he's just a little bit ahead, and, he's going to keep expanding upon that. Like I said, he lands that straight, and then he immediately throws a jab hook. It's just, he expands upon whatever slight advantage he has. You gotta just catch him in the middle of that, maybe, because Noetta is just struggling a little to figure out the puzzle that is Blake Tyler here. Oh, but there's a head kick, and he gets the stamina regeneration. This is not good for Blake Tyler.
Wow. Blake in a world of trouble. Eats that spinning back fist, though, just covered up, trying to get behind that guard, and seems like he's got his senses with him now, but scary moment for the ESFL champion.
Yeah, I mean, Noetta just fired off that head kick. Like we said, he's a little unpredictable. He's a little bit of a wild card, and he's showing it right now, landing some good shots. Blake pressing him up against the cage, though, and he's just trying to get out anyway. He can pull elbow as well. This is not good for Noetta. I think Blake's a little pissed off. He didn't like that, but nice takedown.
Yeah, it seemed like he turned up the gas a little bit. That head kick really made him go from 10 to 11 in terms of urgency to find that finish. But that's what you got to do. Grapple with Dillashaw. He's got such good wrestling credentials and stats in the game that mixing them like this is perfect, especially when Noetta was getting pieced up like that.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, Blake knows what he's doing, obviously. We saw him sweep pretty much instantly. And with Piotr Jan, very underrated grappling in this game. He can be a wrestler, as we saw with Dirty Dave in the last fight, and Blake's showing it right now. He's trained with some of the best wrestlers in the game. Suave Jamie, God Ate My Pig. He really knows how to, what to do when the fight does hit the mat, and he's showing that right now. Good top game. But he stands up.
Man, look at the blood just pouring out of Dillashaw for those hammers on the ground. He was eating all of that, and still here, Noetta durable as they come.
Yeah, but, I mean, how much longer can that last? Blake is just pushing him forward. And Noetta's landing good shots. He's trading back, but he's just a little behind right now. And, we're seeing him look for the pull counter, but every time he tries to pull counter, Blake is just immediately pulling and firing back. It's almost as if every time he pulls, he gets hit, and there it is. A left hook lands across the dome. Noetta is down.
Noetta, though, able to pop back up and eat that. There's a little judo throw over the hip, but with 30 seconds remaining, have to think, unless, Jan can get a nice posture up and end the fight, we'll be seeing a third and final round between these two.
Yeah, I mean, round 3, Noetta's got to be, pretty pleased with himself, although he probably almost certainly is down 2 rounds. He's going to have to look for a finish here. But even going to round 3 with someone like Blake Tyler and his Jan, that's not an easy ask.
Some highlights right here. That left hook came from hell, floored KM Noetta, but still here, man. Yeah, you got to talk about some feathers in the cap, some silver linings. He did have that nice head kick stun in that rock, so there has to be some confidence that he can make that magic happen, but lightning in a bottle typically does not occur twice.
Yeah, but we'll see. He's really pushing forward right now. He looks like he's just kind of trying to get him out there, but his block is just so low at this point. I mean, there's a straight right down the pipe. He's moving his head, but oh my goodness. Oh, and another left hook. Blake is hunting for the kill right now. Another right hook. He's down. Is he going to get him to time out? No, but he gets back up. Oh my god, but yeah, there it is. Oh my god. that was just a destruction.
And you can see, right, that strike differential went from 6 strikes to 40 in a very, very short amount of time. Blake Tyler, one of the best to do it, gets it done in the opening round of the Invitational. And KM Noetta hung in there for as long as he can, but that left hook, once again, ends the night.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good performance from both men. Blake Tyler, he did what Blake does. I mean, literally, there is nobody better at the game that Blake Tyler plays in. He is going to move on to the next round to fight EK Dirty. That's gonna be a good fight. Have they ever fought in competition before?
I have to think yes, right? I feel I feel that everybody's fought everybody at some point in time, but my memory is not what it used to be, so I can't recall off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean it. I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me get the next fight ready as well. But
Next one's
so
gonna be
the next one
Fatinator
is gonna
versus.
be, yeah, Fatinator versus Anthony. That's gonna be really good. And then after that is going to be Max versus Bang Bang. And oh my god. I mean, talk about, the classic wrestler versus the striker matchup. That's gonna be a very, very good fight. And then looking a little more down the line, it's solid matchups across the board here. Jakey and Jamie, Webcam and Trixie. These are all going to be great, but I'm just very excited for Fatinator versus Anthony. So I don't know if you know this, but there has been a little bit of discrepancy between the TD camp, and
Ooh,
Fatinator is no longer in the Dons.
interesting.
Could be just a little bit, of bad blood going on here. I'm sure they're, it's just kind of can't beef. They're
It's
fine, but it's something to think about. And also, neither is Blake Tyler. He is also no longer in TD. So
mm.
maybe we'll see a bit of matchups between those guys in the later rounds of the tournament.
Some behind the scenes drama potentially going on in that camp. And that's something that I have heard about, right? When the doors are closed, sometimes the egos get a little bit too high and they clash and conflict. And that's led to some really notable people leaving some pretty large camps. And, you just hate to see it. You want everyone to have fun. But at this stage of the game, there's money on the line. There's a lot of reputation involved. And these are the best in the world. So I guess it is anticipated that some people might have a bit of an issue behind the scenes.
All right, and we have an announcement. Unfortunately, one of our competitors is not able to compete, has a modem issue, so we are getting somebody to step in for him. Instead of Dab, we are getting Mr. Pablo Grips, Dev himself, the vet, and he is going to be fighting
Oh,
Fatinator. So we're gonna get that fight set up right now, but that's an exciting fight. We haven't seen Pablo Grips in a minute here.
and what he's saying in the Discord. Sure, I'll win for Dab since he's too much of a coward. Pablo throwing some shade a little bit, but respect to him for coming in on no notice. I mean, damn, that is that's a best case scenario for him. It's a win-win because if he's successful and beats and moves on to the next round, then it's like short notice.
Yeah, I mean, it would be
all
really
all to
impressive if
gain. But
he
if he
can.
loses, it's not big of a deal.
It would be very impressive if he can come in and beat Fatinator. Fatinator, the number one contender right now in ESFL, probably going to get a title shot in the next fight. That's some pretty exciting stuff right there. So let's see if we can get one of these fights up, either Bang Bang versus Max or Fatinator versus Dev. We'll see. We'll see what we can get done here. Just just waiting on our competitors. A couple of weight issues in the back. Yes, figuring out a few things. So I want to hear, Bane. Who do you got in? No, instead of who do you got, and it might be a little biased. Who do you think is the dark horse looking at this tournament right now?
Who do I think is the dark horse? It's hard to say. It is hard to say because you've assembled just like the best in the world.
Right.
So it's hard to call anyone dark horse, meaning unexpected. But I don't know. I think Webcam's going to surprise people. I'm not sure if he's going to beat Trixie, but I think that this is going to be a statement performance, win or lose, because he's been around the scene. He's been deepening his involvement with it, both behind the scenes and then on the camera inside the octagon. But against a guy like Trixie, if you're able to hang in there with him, take one and give one, in my opinion, stock goes up in a big way.
Absolutely, and I mean, Webcam did beat Trixie in the ESFL last time they fought, so that's going to be very interesting. We are going to actually move on a little, and we are going to go to Mr. God Ate My Pigs fighting Bang Bang. I just sent you the link right there. We're going to go straight to that fight right now, and an interesting matchup right here. Rob Font and Cody Garbrandt. What do you think of that?
You know, I think that each guy has a lot of different tools. Font's got that crisp boxing durability and consistency. That's one of the biggest things with Rob Font. He is much similar to how he is in the first round, in the third round, right? The game plan doesn't really change, and he's got so many health stats to back it up, and you can keep that performance and maintain it. Garbrandt, though, lights out KO power. I mean, he can really put you in the ground at any time, but durability, that's a big question for me. That shin's been cracked several times before, and we
Oh, he
know.
switches. Piotr Jan. Okay.
Interesting. Hey,
Piotr
man, you
Jan
faked
mirror
him out,
match?
right?
Oh,
He
yeah,
faked
there it
us
is.
out, too.
Yeah, there it is. Piotr Jan mirror match. I expect we'll be seeing a good bit of that in this round.
Man, I would have liked a Cody Garbrandt pick, Zyaf.
Me too. I wouldn't be surprised from Bang, but he's going for the safer pick. I respect it. Piotr Jan, like we said, he's just a powerhouse. I mean, he is the best pick in this division, and it's not really that close.
Completely. Which is, somewhat unfortunate with the game being how it is and how it's a bit skewed towards certain characters. Would have loved a more even playing field, but it is hard to dispute, right? Jan's just one of the best in the world inside the game and inside the octagon. That makes sense that he's this much of a titan inside UFC 4.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him with Corey Sandhagen, one of the best strikers at bantamweight, and we just saw what he did. That was one of the most technical matches I've ever witnessed. So it does make a little bit of sense. But let's get to this fight. God Ate My Pig coming off a rough loss yesterday. Lost to Mr. Blake Tyler. I don't know if you saw that, but it was a rough fight for him. And he's really just looking to come back. But Bang Bang, always looking to just put on a show here. He's just marching forward as he always does. It's in the name. Let me bang bang.
He's going to come forward. The game plan, but even with the knowledge, it's hard to stop Bang Bang just standing right in front of Gamp and making him eat some of these shots. Got him at pick, though, is doing a good job defensive, right? He's having the guard up, he's moving the head, but when that cage is cut off in the fashion that it is, it's only a matter of time until Bang Bang lands one of those big punches.
Right, and usually, I don't know, they put it on 5 rounds on accident. It's supposed to be 3, but this is not going to go 5 rounds. Someone gets put to sleep. It's a Bang Bang fight. Someone's always going to get put to sleep. Nice backstep right there from God Ate My Pig, countering the uppercut counter coming out from Bang, but Bang is just landing some good shots right here. This is pretty even going through 3 minutes.
Feels like the block of God Ate My Pig is not going to really wear all these strikes too well. Have to imagine it's going to get cracked and broken soon, and that's when Bang Bang gets to capitalize. When you can no longer hide behind the forearms, that's when those strikes really make their impact.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful. It's a game that Bang Bang plays within the game every time itself. It's stamina versus head health. Every single time he walks in there, it's just going to be, okay, how fast can I get him out of there? How fast is my stamina going to go down? And I need to make sure I don't get caught on the way in. Because that's what Max is doing a really good job of right now, is he is catching Bang a lot on the way in. And Bang has to be careful as he gets dropped with a straight.
Ooh. Bad news for Bang Bang right there, but he pops back up. Seems like he's got his senses about him. But now we're going to talk about the head health of Bang Bang, man. I mean, that's looking decently low.
It is, and Gamp is just doing such a good job of keeping him at bay right now. We're seeing the teeps come out, we're seeing the body kicks, but Bang doesn't care. Bang's gonna walk forward anyway. He has Max on the back foot. That's where he wants him. That's where he wants everybody. He puts everybody on the back foot. And an uppercut comes out! God Ate My Pig overcommits to the body, and he is in trouble right now.
Wow. I mean, we were talking about how God Ate My Pig was doing so good at intercepting, right, and disrupting the rhythm, but right there, Bang Bang gives him a taste of his own medicine. Massive body kick, though. Love the investment downstairs. I think that's what God Ate My Pig should really focus on in round 2. Those teeps, right, create that distance and then slam those roundhouse kicks and just continue to chip away at the stamina. Bang Bang had a good couple minutes, but God Ate My Pig really coming on strong in that first round as well.
He absolutely did, and and we're seeing even Bang Bang's block is low from just, getting hit so much while trying to walk in. It's almost like the Joe Frazier strategy, but without the head movement. You walk in, see how many shots you can take, and then land a big one. Bang is landing some big ones, but so is Got It My Pig landing a nice head kick right now. Oh, but he's got his block overcommitted, and he's down! Got It My Pig is down again! Bang Bang emptying out the gas tank with 5 6-piece combinations every time, as we know him to do.
Couple knees in that clinch position.
He's approaching right now. And look at that strike differential. I mean, 81 to 49, but it just doesn't matter. Bang does not care. He's throwing power shot after power shot. He's got his block down again, and he ducks into an uppercut!
Oh! How is Got It My Pig weathering this storm, eating knees inside these clinch positions against the cage, popping out? There you go. Sticking to that T. That's what he has to do. Make distance and recover. Yeah. What's interesting is that their head health is still pretty the same. I mean, no guy has a sizable advantage when it comes to head health right now.
Right, and that's just because of that strike differential. Although Bang rocks him again. Oh! Wow. The slip elbow!
Oh my God!
Flash KO for God Ate My Pig. Bang got a little too predictable there through the uppercut. God Ate My Pig slipped it, and the elbow comes out. Wow.
Like we said, somebody was going to sleep. There was no way that this was going to be a 25-minute affair. Talk about a picture-perfect counter. Bang, bang. He just was thinking with that power-forward mentality, which is what we love about him, but got to talk about that strategy at some point in time. It didn't work for him tonight. Got It My Pig, weather that storm. I mean, that was an onslaught in that second round. Got knocked down several times, but proved that he's a champion through and through. Gets it done. Fantastic knockout.
Yeah, I mean, that was really just phenomenal. That, man, just a slip elbow. I'm not a fan of those personally. People know that. Hold on. Alright, we are going to move on to the next fight. Mr. Pablo Grips fighting Fatinator. So here we go. I just sent you the link. And Pablo Grips, we already know what pick he's going. He's going with Mr. Cody Garbrandt. That's his pick. That's his guy. He loves that. He does it every time. I'm so excited for this fight. We have not seen Pablo in the octagon in just a minute.
It's been a while, but you can see, right, still very active, has all of those accolades on that banner. And, with Cody Garbrandt, so many different ways to win.
Yeah, I mean, you've got he does have good wrestling. He has good cardio. He's got everything. Cody Garbrandt has all the tools you need, but, we're seeing, obviously, the Piotr Jan is about to come out, and, that's not going to be an easy fight for Cody Garbrandt. I will tell you that right now.
No, not at all. I mean, Pablo's going to have to operate with a somewhat defensive-minded strategy. You can't get caught by Piotr Jan when you are Cody Garbrandt. I do not think that if Pablo gets stunned, he's going to survive like God Ate My Pig just did. It's going to be one of those situations where it's a knockdown and then over very quick. Garbrandt's, he's had a couple health bumps, but you just do not want to be in a position where you are rocked and then you have a killer like Fatinator with Piotr Jan against you.
I mean, absolutely. That chin, that block, it's just not very high. I think they're both like 87 for Cody Garbrandt. That's not, an easy thing to do. But we are going to get these two to ready up. Take it away, Bane. I will be 30 seconds.
Now, one thing to note, right, existing history between these two guys. Fatinator does have 2 wins. Pablo Grips, none. Again, I don't like putting too much weight in any of these numbers. There's no context. Maybe that was 2 sparring sessions where Fad was just throwing a couple things to Pablo and showing him the ropes potentially. Or that was just Online World Championship. You never know. But what I do know is that we are locked in for some more action at bantamweight. Dan Murgliata, third man inside the octagon, getting us going tonight.
Here we go. I came back just in time for the fireworks. This is going to be an absolute barn burner. Fatinator pushing forward right away. This is interesting. Look at him throwing out the hook straights.
Gamesmanship right there from Pablo. Love the taunts. We'll say Garbrandt's got some of the best taunts in the game, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's the mental game, you know. I don't care. I'm not scared of you. When in reality, you're very scared. You know, it's Petr Yan. How can you not be scared of him? You know, one shot can just put your lights out. But you know, Dev, he likes to push forward. He likes to, you know, really go on, throw those shots. You know, it's a good game plan. We'll see.
Already seeing blood coming out of the nose of Garbrandt. 90 seconds into the fight. Not really what you want if you're Pablo Grips, Zyaf.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's really gotta bank on that power of Cody Garbrandt. But you know, if you can't land shots against Petr Yan's high block, can't really bank on that power.
Oh, beautiful combination by Pablo Grips, but return from Fadenator is right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing well right there. Is Dev, you know, but he's throwing out a lot of wild strikes. Fadenator's keeping it simple. Dev really just has to catch him with something big and try to unload, I think.
No level changes yet.
Nice
Can't imagine that this one's going to be a grappling affair. But I would like to see some more leg kicks, right? I like the investment to the body that Pablo's making, but throwing it farther downstairs could also help him.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like Fad is the one committing with the leg kicks, and he's got Pablo's health
Ooh.
flashing around. Oh my god. Okay. We're getting a little fancy here. All right. I see.
Gotta throw some looks, Zyaf. You gotta change it up. Keep it fresh.
Yeah, you know, be a little creative. I threw a few. I threw a few with Max Holloway, you know, when I was fighting Mr. Madser. You know, it's just a little bit of fun, showing off a little. But, we'll see what's going on here. Fat is just really relying on the block, but he's got to be careful. That head kick almost dropped him.
And that was the first time that head kick really did a decent amount of damage, right? Pablo's thrown that several times, but wasn't landing in the first couple minutes. Now he's getting closer and closer with it.
Yeah, you know, it's a good strike, but you got to be careful. You know, the head kick is so dangerous to throw. Because of how, you know, good it is. It's you know, it's a very powerful strike, and that means it has to be, you know, high risk, high reward. You land it, it's gonna do damage, but you whiff it, you're gonna lose a bunch of stamina, and if they duck it, it's a free knockout. But a nice uppercut. Good slick though from Pablo Grips. He's keeps himself in there.
Big head kick to conclude that first set of 5 minutes, first round. Interesting affair. Each guy had some moments, Zyaf, but who do you think did the better job?
Man, it's got to be Fadenator. I mean, he got the rock. He got, you know, right near the end of the round, he got a bunch of head health damage. And Garbrandt is just not going to recover as well from that as Petr Yan is. But here we go, round 2. Similar stamina, but you got to think of the head health in the block not looking so good for Dev.
No, and the one thing that Pablo Grips can bank on is the power of Garbrandt, right? That does stay the entire time, and that big head kick still announcing itself. A little bit of a front kick right up the middle, touches the teeth of Fad. There's another cartwheel kick. Oh.
Oh, good God. Down he goes.
That's
in the
it.
ground and pound, that's it. Fadenator moves on, defeats the you know, late replacement, Pablo Grips. No shame in that for Pablo, obviously. Stepping in on short notice. Had a good showing of himself, but Fadenator just proved to be too much. The #1 ESFL contender, proving why he deserves that spot.
100%. You can't give enough credit to Pablo for stepping in here, but at the end of the day, stylistic matchup favored Fadenator massively, and he just seemed to have the better game plan, right? Kept it tight, kept it fundamentals. Pablo throwing a lot of crazy strikes, which ultimately, in my opinion, didn't cost him a ton, but by dedicating to that strategy, right, you aren't able to do other things. Throwing a cartwheel kick as opposed to a 1-2, cartwheel kick's not going to land. Maybe that 1-2 gets a stun, you just don't know. It's that opportunity cost of the game plan, and unfortunately didn't work out for Pablo today.
Yeah, you know, it's that trade-off you make. It's like, okay, am I going to throw, you know, a 3-piece, or am I going to try to throw something flashy, maybe catch him off guard? And, you know, it's just something that you have to decide. Are you going to, you know, be smart with it, or are you going to try to be unpredictable? Because being unpredictable is a strategy in and of itself. Didn't work out this time. Fadnator is going to move on to the next round, and he is going to... I forgot to update the bracket. I'm so smart. He is going to fight Mr. God Ate My Pig. That's a great one. I'm very excited for that. Because, you know, the former champion just lost his belt versus the #1 contender. He's going to get a title shot next week. Story kind of writes itself, doesn't it?
Completely, and it is a good preview, this tournament, of ESFL matchups, both potential and past, which is an interesting anecdote. But now I think, Zyaf, we got to get our way over to that right side of the bracket, starting off with EK Jakey versus one of the best to ever do it, Swab Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, and they're readying up right now. They're raring to go. I'm waiting on a link from them, but that is a very, very exciting fight. You know, Jakey hasn't had the best luck in the competition side recently, but he's always been a top guy. Again, training with those EK guys, very, very, tough camp. You've got Trixie, you've got Dino, you've got Dave, who just beat Dino. You've got all those guys, and it's not going to be an easy out for Jamie. Jamie, hasn't been competing as much recently. He's been more, on the content creation side of things. But we'll see what happens. We are going to move right into this fight. Here we are. Nice, crispy 33 MS. That's going to be good for both of them. Jakey maybe wants to impose a little bit of grappling, especially on that low MS. Maybe try to hold the Triple C in a dominant position, as Romero 17 did, months and months ago back in the first esports. But I'm sure Jamie is gonna look to impose his own game plan and maybe his own grappling. He's been using that a lot more often recently.
I am loading up the link right now.
All right, I have told them they are good to go. Waiting on them.
Great ping between these guys. You think they're next door neighbors with that 30 MS,
seriously.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean that's just that's the product of both being EU. Look at that record, 11-2. Like you said, can't read too much into it. Blake was 33-4 on Noetta. That was a great fight. So we'll have to see what happens here. But you got to think Jamie coming in pretty confident. Here
Black
we
trunks
go.
On EK
Oh my
Jakey.
good-
Red
oh-
trunks for
oh my
Jamie.
goodness.
Wow!
Whoa!
What?
Where did that
Fast
come from,
start for
Jakey?
Jakey, man.
Yeah, and Jamie immediately looking for the single leg again. This is 5 rounds, guys. Come on. Come on. But Jakey, look at him go. He is meeting Jamie in the middle. He's saying, "I'm not afraid to fire back. I don't care about our record. I don't care about anything. I'm gonna knock you out." That EK versus TD camp war that was supposed to happen got scrapped. Maybe he's not exactly happy about that, looking for a little bit of payback. But Jamie gets into the cage here, not where Jakey wants to be a minute into the fight. And down
Gets
he
dragged
goes.
down. Yeah. Hooks in for Swab Jamie. Terrible position for EK Jakey. You can see he's got that sort of seatbelt grip, the 2-on-1, looking to turn that around and reverse the positions. But Swab Jamie has all the time in the world to do what he wants here.
Yeah, and he gets him to top mount. Very dangerous position for Jakey to be in. Jamie has some of the best top mount in the game, denies the get-up attempt, and here we go. This is not good for Jakey. This is not where he wants to find himself, but a nice job, and he gets the slip. He's back up on the feet now. Nice heat. Now, Jakey does have to be careful to not overcommit himself. What we're seeing is, he throws a lot of shots and then he just keeps throwing, and that can leave him open to some flush counters. The TD camp obviously known for their pull counters, their slip counters, and just being so technical. Nice hip toss right into side saddle and side control. Jamie got some of the best side control in the game, but Jakey gets out.
Completely.
Nice denial. Stand sprawl here, and they get back up. This is really going through all the facets of the fight, right? We got the early surge from Jakey, then Jamie, shooting the takedown, then gets him to the cage, getting down, getting up. I really like that this is employing all the facets of MMA here. Oh, and a nice rob! And he drops him!
Swab Jamie
Dodges
just
the
waited
upkick
that
on
perfect
top
moment.
now.
Like you said, those flush counters, Jakey trying to throw a kick in that boxing range. Terrible decision. Jamie makes him pay for it.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to throw that 1-2 head kick again, but when you're too close, the game automatically converts it to a body kick, and you know you pay for that. You pay for making those costly mistakes. One mistake in this game, and it's over.
And man, look at that head health of EK Jakey. It's just a little bit lower than Jamie's, but man, that is a lot of damage that Suave Jamie's done.
Yeah, I mean, Jakey's on top now, gets up, definitely looking to pay him back, right? I mean, he's not going to be happy about that, but now he has to be so careful as the pulls come out, and the slip straight overhand landing nicely on the chin of Suave Jamie.
That's what Jakey's got to do, right? Jakey has to stay unpredictable. He can't let Suave Jamie get into rhythm, which is what I was thinking that he was trying to do by starting so strong, right? Don't let Jamie get going. That seemed to be the game plan. But the second that Jamie went for those takedowns and level changed and implemented the grappling, felt like the momentum swung right back to Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a strong start for EK Jakey, but it didn't pan out. He was probably hoping to get a drop with that first 1-2 head kick. And, that was a very interesting game plan. I'd like to see what he's going to come out with in round 2 without that element of surprise. We will see.
You can see the title for this one from Suave Jamie's stream. King Jamie, UFC Don. Self-proclaimed king. Hard to dispute that. All the accolades and experience that this guy has.
I mean, absolutely. Double champ in the ESFL. Triple champ. Oh, my goodness. And he's just taking it to Jakey right now. Jakey's, having a little bit of trouble here. Let's see if he can pull it back. This is what champions are made of.
Big slam right there, but Jakey pops right back up, needs to break this grip around the hips. Can't do it. Jamie, beautiful trip, drags him down. Hooks are in once again. This is just a suffocating performance right here.
Yeah, he's really just almost employing the Usman style, right? You get what you can on the feet, and then you get him to the ground. And then, you just hold him, and then he gets back up, and that's when you get him on the feet again. And it's just a constant repetition of that until they're out. It's just constant pressure, constant pushing, and it's almost suffocating. You don't know what you can do in this scenario because they're just, I think what Jamie's trying to say with what he's doing here is, I am just better than you. And when I am better than you, there is nothing you can do about that fact. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do whatever I want to you.
Couldn't agree more. And it's on EK Jakey to make those adjustments, right? To find the answers and figure out the puzzle that is Suave Jamie. But EK Jakey just simply unable to do so. Feels like the striking bit even. Suave Jamie having a lot more success than EK Jakey. But that's Jakey's realm, right? Those EK guys are all talented on the feet. But this grappling is just clearly all in Suave Jamie's side.
Yeah, I mean, Suave Jamie, he just has such a good top game. He showcased it in ESFL, and the ground and pound is coming out here. Jakey on a low head health. Jamie, we'll see what he does. Might think he wants to stand back up, get a knockout on the feet, but Jakey denies it and gets the sweep. And up to the feet they go. Like you said, this is where Jakey was having his success, but, now the head health is just too low. The block is low. Up kick comes out, nothing doing. Hooks. Hook again. Oh, the pull elbows. They're coming out. Jakey's stamina is so low, and look at... Oh, but he rocks him! Jamie became a little too predictable, almost like 5 hooks in a row, and now Jakey's going to hunt him down, firing the head kicks, but, Jamie's calm, he's collected, gets him back to the ground where he needs him.
Look at that head health of Jakey still blinking. I mean, that was a ton of damage that he had to take right there. But he took it and he gave it. Have to feel like he's building some confidence mentally, potentially, with that rock.
Yeah, he's, he got what he came here to do, and he got that rock. But, I mean, look at Jamie. Jakey's just, moving his head to survive right now. It's looking a little rough for him right now. And the hook again plants him on his ass. 6 seconds to try to finish the ground and pound, and he does. So that is it.
Wow.
Suave Jamie, King Jamie, like you said, gets it done in round number 2 against a tough EK Jakey. That was a good performance from both guys.
Jakey I don't want to say out of his depth necessarily, but you could tell that there were just some levels in certain areas and positions. That grappling was all swab Jamie. Something to work on for Jake, and gets floored right here with a big check left. I like the adjustment to go to the teeps and work the body, but I mean, Jamie just so good at entering with strikes and getting in that range. And then 2 seconds remaining on the clock. That was it for EK Jakey.
Yeah, and you just look at how vicious those shots are, just really planting on the head. You see him spinning around, and, Jamie just did a very good job, very good showing of himself after maybe being out from competition for a little bit. He came back in a big way, so he is going to move on to advance to fight the winner of this next fight, Webcam versus Trixie, the rematch from their ESFL fight. This should be interesting here. What do you think about this fight?
Anytime Trixie's inside the octagon, you know that it's going to be some flashy striking. I always love watching him perform. Kicks especially, really good from Trixie. Knows when and where to throw them. But Webcam, like you said, was able to get it done inside the ESFL. Let's see if he can do it here.
Yeah, I mean, Webcam got it done in ESFL, like you said. Trixie, like you said, very good striker. He's been a top-level striker since UFC 3, and we're going to go to the fight now once again at bantamweight. All of the first round is at bantamweight. But I think what we've been seeing more recently with Trixie in competitive matches is the grappling. A few people have called it the lay and pray, but, you do what you got to do. It is a money tournament. It is a competitive match, so we'll see what these two decide to get themselves up to.
A good point, right? Because Trixie has adopted a bit more of a grappling focus, but not necessarily for position, right? He does search for the finish, tries to find that ground and pound when he does take it to the mat. So for people that say, hey, Trixie, you're just sort of, laying on the dude and wrestling to secure the decision, not true. Trixie's still a killer on the ground.
Yeah, he's a killer everywhere. One of the most complete guys in the game, and he is going to try to show it right now. We will see how he can do.
Trixie's stream title is just Yoop.
Wait, let me see. Yoop, yeah. Well, that's what he's doing. I don't know what that means. He knows what that
I'm not
means.
sure either, yeah. I have to check and see if there's any significance. Webcam going with Jose Aldo. King of Rio enters the octagon for the first time tonight. Piotr Jan makes his, fifth, sixth?
Something like that. But, can't blame any of these guys for going that pick right there. I do like the Jose Aldo pick coming out from Webcam. Something a little different. Something, pretty confident, I think. Jose Aldo, obviously a good pick, but he's a little different from the metagame we're seeing being played in this tournament right now.
A touch different, absolutely. But Aldo, a really good counter to Jan if you don't want to go, oh my gosh!
Yeah, trading the Superman punch with the front kick. Webcam being a little unorthodox right now, throwing out a lot of different attacks, maybe like Noetta that we saw earlier, the spinning elbows, the Superman punches. But maybe he needs to keep them a little more refined as Trixie lands a front. Oh, the double. That's not fun.
Oh.
We'll let that one slide, but can't have that double up kick coming out again. But man, Trixie lands that front kick, making a statement early.
Definitely. In Webcam, right, to his credit, he's being unpredictable, but he's, Trixie's making him pay for that. And the unorthodox style of Webcam right here isn't entirely having success.
Yeah, he's having a lot of trouble just gauging Trixie. Maybe he was hoping that Trixie would be the one advancing. But a nice lead hook coming out from Webcam. And a flying knee.
That flying knee definitely made EK Trixie, rung that bell just a touch.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a wake-up call. Hey, I'm still here. I'm still dangerous. I'm still 4-1 in the ESFL for a reason, and I'm here to stay. Trixie grabs the leg, gonna shoot a suplex. Nice denial, but
there's some of that grappling that we were just talking about, right? Trixie developing his skill set. He's still evolving as a player and a competitor, and that's just what you need to stay on top. It's easy getting there, some would say, but it's harder staying there.
Right? It's not. You always have to be evolving as we see.
That's it.
Wow. Wow. Just like that, Trixie lands a clean four-piece. Goodness gracious, and it gets him out in round one saying, hey, that USFL fight, that was a fluke. Oh my goodness.
Caught him on the way down. What a just electric combination from the Venom Invitational champion, the correct one.
Yeah, the Venom Invitational champion showing what he's made of. Trixie, that was very, very impressive. And he's going to go on to fight the Venom Invitational runner-up, Suave Jamie, who he beat 2-1, I believe, in the Venom Invitational. Run that fight back at welterweight, where they fought in the Invitational. You know, Trixie, you got to think is going to break out that Usman again, but we are going to move on to the next fight right here, just kind of keeping it speedily along. I know there are some things that that people want to get done today, so we are going to move straight on to Mr. Yurta versus Kezza. This is going to be a great fight. Kezza, I think, becoming a little more well-known in the community recently.
Absolutely, which for good reason. He's such a talented competitor. His skills speak for themselves. And I love when guys that are a bit, unseen under the rocks of the competitive realm, they get more shine. And that's I think what Kez is coming into. But big challenge in front of him with Yurta. Yurta's just been around forever. Zyaf, I know you've got a decent amount of experience with him.
Yeah, I mean, Yurta, I fought him twice in ESFL. He is straight up a killer every single time. He just beat Dirty Dave in ESFL, I believe, yesterday. So, the guy we just saw take out the absolute monster in EK Dino, he just lost to this man. And Yurta's a tough out for anybody, but we're seeing a close record here, 63-45. That's significant. That's showing, Kezza is really going to try to hold his own here.
That is a lot of sparring between these guys.
And do have an announcement just before this fight starts. Unfortunately, another weight issue. Mr. Hammer Time could not make it for whatever reason, and Dab is going to be stepping back in. Hopefully, he's trying to figure out what's going on with his internet. But if not, it will most likely be Danny, our ESFL zone game room. So no matter what, the next fight's gonna be a banger.
We've got alternates on top of alternates, Zyaf. We're prepared for this.
Yeah, we got to be prepared, It's a tournament. We're bound to get a few dropouts. I don't blame anybody for it. But let's move on to this fight. Yurta is really pushing forward right now, but maybe a little behind on the head health already.
He's pressuring, but not being super effective. He's not really cutting off the cage. Kez is just circling laterally, avoiding all of the big power strikes, and just doing a good job of being defensively cognizant and returning, right? You can see he's looking for that pull elbow.
Yeah, but honestly, with this stage in the game, the new tech that's developed is just pulling the pull to duck the pull to slip. It's like it's getting a little ridiculous, and that's what we saw come out is just pulling the pull elbow, firing off the pull elbow. It's not gonna be easy to land those counters, but Yurta's starting to get a little bit of his offense off.
Oh.
Getting his block low right there. Kezza looking to start pulling, but Yurta's backed him up against the cage and he hits him with an uppercut. And a knee.
There's a knee right there. Wow, Kezza taking a ton of damage midway through this first round. Will say, I like what Yurta is doing, right? Maybe not cutting off the cage necessarily, but he is making an impact as this fight progresses.
Yeah, and he's making Kezza shoot. Kezza shoots, turns the double, but he can't get it. A nice uppercut off the break, and Kezza's head health is low here. He's got to make something happen. Nice to Sotogari, but Yurta denies it.
Beautiful job by Yurta. Tough one to deny, right? A lot of guys fall to that Asotogari trap, but not Yurta, right? He's got too much experience.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people get caught by that, but now Yurta is staying in the opposite stance. A lot of people don't know that. If you guys are in opposite stances, the Asotogari cannot come out. It's physically impossible to do. So maybe that's what Yurta's thinking by keeping himself in southpaw here. He's keeping himself safe from the takedown. But right now they're just, trying to find some offense on each other. Nice three-piece from Kezza. Maybe becoming a little more confident. Trying to get his mojo back after those 2 rough drops.
Oh,
Oh, and a nice front kick!
Look
Yurta
at that
slips
head
off on the
movement, though.
uppercut. Yeah, great head movement. I mean,
Just
beautiful.
avoided all those follow-ups. Will say, right, Kezza, like you mentioned, building confidence, and right there displays it in big fashion. I feel like he might be feeling like he's taken the best that Yurta has to offer.
Oh,
Now he's
there's the
coming
head kick.
forward.
Wow, great first round. Rocks exchanged on both sides. Got to give the edge to Yurta for those 2 drops. So Kezza coming back late in a big way.
Definitely coming into this second round, the momentum is in Kezza's camp. Will say, though, right, yeah, Yurta did really good work through the majority of that first round. We'll see how he can adjust to Kezza coming on more strong.
Yeah, Kezza's starting to find his groove a little. Doing a good job there. But his stamina... Oh, but he doesn't care about his stamina. Nice head movement coming out from Yurta once again. Kezza's got to be a little more unpredictable with those 4-piece combinations after he rocks him. Maybe mix it up, go to the body a little. But you gotta change something up because he's just hitting air as soon as he rocks Yurta.
Kezza's block looking a little bit worse for wear. 6 minutes into this fight, we'll say, right? Big differential, 46 strikes to Yurta, 29 on Kezza's side, but he's making the most of those strikes, Zyaf.
He is. You know, every strike he's landed has been a power shot.
Ooh.
Whoa. Gets the Asotagari there. A little bit of a buggy thing, but you know, maybe he's just gonna try to win this round, stall it out a little. You know, he got the rock, he's won the round, so he's just gonna try to, you know, get that damage off, maybe go for some mount stuff. Gets that get up denied. Not good for Yurta.
Oh, not at all. You can see this ground and pound is vicious.
Yeah, nice defense though. Doesn't take too much damage, takes a little. Kezza looking to throw a few rabbit punches. No side control. Nice to know. And Yurta building his own grapple advantage. Gets to full guard, and he's going to get the sweep. Good job.
Great patience on the ground right there from Yurta. You saw he wasn't blowing his stamina trying to transition out or just power back to the feet. He just waited, stayed patient. Unfortunately, though, right there, Kezza also gets a bit of a flip.
Yeah, but Kezza's stamina starting to look a little low here. Not exactly boding well for round 3 if it gets there.
Denies that half guard reversal. Great job.
Nice. Goes straight to side control here.
Okay, they've turned off the crowd, it seems. We're just here on the corners.
Yeah, I mean, the COVID experience, right?
Right? It's at the Apex. This one ain't.
Man,
this
that
one's
head
not
movement
at
really
Madison
has
Square
evened
Garden.
Yurta, oh my goodness, right as I say that, nice up kick from Kezza keeps him in the fight, but Yurta pressing forward here. He doesn't want it to go to round 3. Oh, and they both get rocked! Yurta maybe a little more hurt there than Kezza was.
That's going to be a moment we have to replay.
Oh my goodness. This is a barn burner right here. Kezza, you know, came back from being dropped twice early in the fight, and he's made it almost even.
Head health on both sides, viciously low. Good respect shown, though, by the competitors through 10 minutes. This is a competitive bout. You can see, though, 2 out of 20 significant strikes for Kezza. Tough second round for him, but, you know, we know Kezza. He's not going to go away easy.
Yeah, and he really evened out the head health in that round with those 2 rocks. It's almost even, but that bulldog perk definitely going to help out Yurta coming into this third and final round. Although maybe it won't. Look at that. They're pretty much even. Yurta, oh goodness. Goes to the body. Nice 4-piece with the hooks.
Oh my gosh.
And gets him with the uppercut.
That's got to be it.
Yeah, it's got to be. Throwing shots.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is. Wow. Good job. Congratulations to Yurta 312 going to move on. Very impressive performance. That was probably the best fight of the tournament so far.
Really back and forth, was competitive until it wasn't. That was a quick third round for Yurta. And, you know, way to battle back from adversity. He proved he could take a punch and give one.
Yeah, he did it. He did a very good job there, just Kezza proving to be a little too much. Yurta proving to be a little too much. But, no shame in that, right?
I think we have the final preliminary bout. There was some confusion about who it was going to be, but I believe, is Anthony's internet working?
It is going to be Mr. Anthony. Mr. Dabikin himself, while I try to fix whatever the hell I just did. Okay, there we go.
We'll say I hope in the event that another tournament takes place in the future, we get Hammer in. Hammer's such a fun competitor. One thing to note that he likes to do in that rubber guard, they call it the Hammer guard because he's one of the most insanely efficient and effective guys at utilizing it. I was calling one of his fights, got a guy in rubber guard, denied the escape, literally had him there for a minute and a half and was just raining elbows. I thought it was going to be stopped inside the rubber guard.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, honestly. His rubber guard is very, very good, and like you said, there's a reason they call it the Hammer guard. It's just so much fun. But oh my goodness, Bane, I need you to look at this stream right now. Look at the pick that Mr. KM Caliber is looking to lock in right now.
Let's pull this up.
God, I'm excited. No way he actually locks this in.
My stream's not loading.
Ah, boo.
Who is he hovering over?
He was hovering over Song Yadong, but he locks in Piotr Yan.
Oh my god, that would have been hilarious.
Another Yan mirror match, last one of the tournament.
Dabikin, of course, one of the greats, been around for so long, not as active in the competitive scene in the recent year, but really coming back in a big way.
Yeah, here we go. Dabikin looking to make a statement right here. Beat EK Dino in the ESFL yesterday. That was a very, very good performance from him. But Caliber, looking to be... He's looking to make a statement versus one of TD's best.
Oh,
goodness, and right away, landing some big shots is Anthony. Doing a good job there.
You don't want to miss against a guy like Dabikin. There's the Asotagari trip right into side control.
Yeah, coming out right away. We're seeing that utilized a lot, which I really like. This is a little loud. I'm going to turn it down. But yeah, we're seeing that being utilized by these fighters a lot. I like it. Mix it up a little. Usually we just see the classic pressure with Piotr Yan, but we're seeing something a little different coming out of from these competitors today, which, like you said a bit earlier, we're just giving them a little room to experiment with this tourney, which I like.
Good control right here for KM Caliber. Kingsman, very well-rounded, will say. That's one camp where if you're inside of it, all of your tools are going to get sharpened, not just the striking, not just the grappling, but all of the above.
Absolutely. But, obviously, Anthony Dabikin, whatever you want to call him, no slouch on the ground, gets himself right back up. Like we said with Blake, training with some of the best wrestlers in the game, training with Suave Jamie, whose ground game we saw versus CK Jake earlier in the night. And right back on the feet and landing some heavy shots right away.
Love the alternating 1-2s that Dabikin is utilizing, right? Not throwing just a jab cross, but he's bringing, 1-2, 1-2, mixing it up, being really efficient.
Yeah, and we also saw him get the rock with the hooks earlier in the fight. He's just kind of mixing it up, trying to get that block down in on both sides so he can really, overcommit that long-term block, and then maybe, a little later in the fight get some damage as he makes Caliber's head health go flashing right there for the first time.
Caliber's struggling to get the rhythm. Doesn't seem like he's found a good pace through 4 minutes. Has just kind of been playing Dabikin's game and eating these strikes. I mean, man, you can see there's a difference when KM Caliber lands, not really making much of an impact. When Dabikin lands, a very significant, tangible impact.
Yeah, he really is just, struggling just a little bit. He's just one step behind in the fight, I think. And, against a Piotr Jan, you cannot be one step behind, because as soon as you get a little down in that head health, that Bulldog perk is going to come out and make your life a living hell. So he's got to make something happen. He tries to, but he gets rocked. Out come the hooks from Davikin. Solid first round for Mr. Anthony TD.
Definitely fantastic performance. Just controlled everywhere the fight went on the feet, and mixed it up to the body in a great way, right? That first round concluded with a big roundhouse. Have to think KM Caliber needs to change it up. There's an Osotogari trip.
Yeah, he is changing it up, but, we saw this last time. He wasn't able to do much with the Osotogari that he got. So maybe he's going to try to do something a little more this time. Maybe try to get actual damage off, because if he doesn't, it's going to be a long night for him. Dab already working the card and already back to his feet. I mean, what do you do against this kind of thing, Bane?
You grapple, right? You change levels, but it's just not working. Cam Caliber not able to hold him down. You can see
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, Dab is just on another level right now. He's playing out of his mind right here. Another lead hook as he goes to the body.
Wow.
Caliber's head movement is really keeping him in this fight, but how much longer can that last, right?
Definitely seems like only a matter of time, unfortunately. And again, right, big mistake right there from Cam Caliber. Throwing those kicks inside that boxing range, you're just going to get countered with the hook.
Oh my goodness, he tried the Osotogari, and that time it didn't work. Dab was prepared for it, hit him with just a clean check left hook, and that's all it takes at this point. Another Osotogari, though.
Gets it. Clean chef left. For all here for Caliber. This is important for Caliber. He needs to keep this fight on the ground. He's got 2 minutes and 20 seconds. If he can control, get some ground and pound, just wear out Davikin, maybe that can help him out in a big way. Or not.
Yeah, straight back up to the feet. And oh my goodness, the hooks. Once again, Caliber just whiffing on the body kicks. The hook's coming out.
Could be
nice
it.
slip, though. Keeps him in the fight once again. Again, it's just Caliber's head movement that's keeping him out of those fatal blows, but it feels like like you said, it's just a matter of time at this point. Guillotine attempts.
Oh, look at this, though.
Gonna try to lock it up.
First submission attempt of the Invitational.
Yeah, and he's it's not too far in, but just giving Dab something to think about. Got it to stage 3. Not too bad.
Burn some time on the clock, get some control time. Definitely a wise choice there by KM Caliber.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just a question of how is he going to win this fight? Because at this point, he's 2 rounds down. This round is almost certainly a 10-8. Caliber needs to do something more than a submission attempt. He needs to maybe get him in crucifix, land some elbows, do something, because right now this fight is just not going his way.
It seems that KM Caliber is somewhat, I don't want to suggest abandon the thought of winning, but I feel like surviving and just staying in there is what he's looking to do. I don't right, there wasn't a lot of activity. He wasn't really searching too much for a finish right there with the ground and pound. Seems like he just wants to get to the end of this fight, maybe get to the decision, right? Go to the judges' scorecard. That's a win in itself.
Oh my goodness, but
wow.
Dab wants to make sure that doesn't happen. It's like at this point it almost feels like, yeah, like you said, it's like, it's a question. It's not a question of who's going to win anymore. It almost feels like he's asking who's gonna, when's it gonna end. But Caliber's still trying to keep himself in there. It is UFC 4. Anything can happen in this game. We saw, God Ain't My Pig come back with that slip elbow versus Bang Bang after getting knocked down multiple times. Maybe Caliber can try something similar.
One interesting stat that just popped up: 47% land rate for Davikin. He's landing 1 out of every 2 strikes, which is impressive.
Yeah, quite impressive. Oh, the wheel kick! Oh my goodness, and he knocks him down! There we go, Caliber coming back in the fight, saying, nah, this isn't a foregone conclusion, man. I'm gonna get something done. Dab denying the choke attempt, gets back up, but this is what Caliber needs. He's got to put on the pressure right here before Dab, gets back into this fight. Slips straight from Davikin, pushing him
Oh,
back right here. Caliber trying the slip elbow. Maybe he heard us. Maybe I should quiet down a little.
he's taking notes right now, Zyaf.
Yeah. Pulling out that pen and paper.
Oh, intercepting elbow right there from Dabikin. You can see once again when Dabikin lands, the head health just starts blinking for Cam Caliber.
Yeah, his head health is so low at this point that Caliber has to be careful anytime he throws, and Dab is also just, slipping off to the side still. He's not resting on his laurels. He wants to finish. He wants to get Caliber out of there. He knows Caliber is still dangerous. He just got sat on his ass by that wheel kick. And flying kick coming out from Caliber.
He's going airborne. That's what he's got to do, right? Mix it up. But the durability is the big question for me. Gust of wind could take KM Caliber out.
Yeah, it looks like it's about to. Dab feeling it out with jabs, shoots the double leg, turns it, nothing doing. Caliber,
Beautiful
let's see what he
defense.
does here. Nice uppercut.
Caliber doing some great work on the break right there, but the stamina is not there. He just can't sit in the pocket for extended combinations. Ooh.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. Dab looking to run away with this fight. Oh, what a wheel kick!
Oh!
No stamina
Can
left
Caliber
in to take
do it?
another wheel kick. What is going on?
Cam Caliber unloading
Another
here
one.
as we come down to the final stretch. Can he make some magic happen? He's got time for one big strike. No.
Wow. Great fight. Caliber really trying to rally in that third round, but you got to think the victory is going to go to Dab. We'll see what the judges say right here.
Man, all respect to KM Caliber. Really, really rose to the occasion. That first and second round, those were tough. Those were challenging rounds, but that third round was the best round of the fight for him, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he really came on strong. We saw he won that round. 29-28 was the final scorecard. So good work from Davikin no matter what. So that is the wrap for the first round of the Zyaf x Bane Invitational. What great fights, man.
Oh, fantastic. That was a really good round of preliminary bouts. Have to say, right, personal faves. Unsure. I don't really know what to pick. They're all so good. I think Got In My Pig versus Bang Bang.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Got In My Pig versus Bang Bang. What a great fight that was. Obviously Pablo Grips coming in on short notice. Trixie avenging his loss. EK Dirty with the real upset versus Dino. Definitely the upset of the first round. But now we are going to move on to round 2. This is going to take place at welterweight. So a bit of a different, look for these competitors here.
100% packing on some pounds, going to 170. So many good options up there. I'm anticipating we see a decent amount of Masvidals and Leon Edwards. But you mentioned, right, the Usman. Such a great pick. I don't know why we don't see him more often in the octagon when it's at welterweight.
Yeah, well, I've got a pick for you right here. EK Dirty looking to lock in George St. Pierre versus Blake Tyler's Jorge Masvidal. Let's see if they go through with these picks. This should be interesting. Dirty Dave known for his George St. Pierre, one of the best GSPs in the game, I'd say. So going to be interesting to see what he can do versus, obviously the killer in Blake Tyler.
Such a stylistic matchup too, right? GSP, sort of a balanced but wrestler-focused guy against Masvidal's heavy hands, great kicks. And look at that history between these two. 102 wins to Blake Tyler, 46 to EK Dirty.
Yeah, very interesting. A decently close record, about maybe 2-1 for Blake, but that's not, that is definitely not a foregone conclusion. So it's going to be interesting to see what these two, how this fight ends up playing out.
Dean, third man in there to get us started for the quarterfinals. This one determines who punches their ticket to the semis. Big start for Blake Tyler, already controlling the octagon, making sure that he's the aggressor.
Yeah, and I mean that's what he has to do versus Dave. Oh goodness, he just has to be careful. Nice head kick coming out from Dave right away. Good job, and nice side kick as well. Dave trying to, be a little out technical the technical. Good turning side kick from Blake Tyler coming out there. Turn this sound down a little.
Oh. Blake Tyler just clipping EK dirty right over the shoulder, bringing those hands in, making an impact at the chin of GSP. But I'm interested in the lack of level. There it is. As I was saying it, takedown for EK dirty.
I'm a little behind here. Let me try to fix that. There we go. But yeah, like you said, Dave gets it to the ground right away. GSP got 3 minutes to work. This is where he wants to be. Especially versus a Jorge Masvidal player. We saw maybe he's going to try, like we saw before with Jamie, the Usman game plan. Get your strikes off on the feet and then just win the round on the ground and just repeat and repeat until your opponent's done. Blake Tyler, though, gets the flip.
Pepperin, posture up right here for Masvidal, stands, brings GSP back to the feet. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, midway through this first round. Pretty even.
Oh, nice front kick coming out from EK Dirty. Blake is rocked right now.
Very Not as even as it just was. Big connection right there from GSP. A guy who, doesn't have the most power, but he can generate those strikes when he sits down on it.
Yeah, I mean, he just planted. He got Blake to come in, and then he got him right there. Oh, my goodness, the axe kick. I didn't know GSP had that. But Dave looking very good through 3.5 minutes. And a nice body kick as well.
Well, the strikes in the game, yeah, it is weird how these fighters have them. I think DC, has like a jumping switch kick or something?
Yeah, he does, because he threw it versus Frank Mir. But I don't know when GSP has ever thrown a lead axe kick. Maybe Romero can tell us that.
Ooh, GSP shoots for the ankle. Nothing going. Blake Tyler denies. Really, really impressed with the takedown defense Blake's displayed, both in the preliminary bout and this quarterfinal appearance.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got to be careful as Dave lands a nice hook off the side kick. This is absolutely Dirty Dave's round, and Blake just has to get something going here, because with the way it's looking, Dave is trying to run away with this one. Dave just backing up, keeping his distance here. Nice post-arm retreat to avoid the hook, and that's going to be the end of the first round. Good looks from Dirty Dave here against the current ESFL champion.
Yeah, a great round for him. That GSP pick is doing wonders, and he's operating so beautifully with all of the tools that St. Pierre has.
Absolutely, the takedowns, the front kicks, the axe kick, the boxing, the body kicks. He's doing everything here. He's even thrown a few leg kicks out there, like we see right there. And he is really the complete package right now. But, Blake, obviously, no slouch, and he's looking to come back in a big way. Nice turning side kick, though.
Blake just needs to get comfortable. You can tell he hasn't really dedicated to one specific avenue, one path to victory. He's just kind of waiting for it to present itself, but he needs to be more active for it to manifest.
Yeah, definitely. He's just playing the same game that he always does, and with enough time, especially we've seen these guys, they have 150 fights. So, with enough time to study these competitors, game plans start to develop, and I think that's what we're seeing right here is just a game plan from Dirty Dave.
Ooh. Love the speed on that spinning wheel kick. But
nice
Tyler though.
And the lead hook coming out for Blake Tyler, starting to get a little bit of his offense off here.
Great work on the inside. That's what Blake Tyler needs to do.
Ooh!
Eats a big shot right there.
Yeah, but Blake is starting to press him down. I think he's starting to figure out what he needs to do, and that is lay on the pressure. You've got a wrestler who force the shot out, and there it is! The 1-2, just a clean 1-2 down the pipe, and he gets the drop, the first drop of the fight. Dave can't be happy about that one.
No, not at all. This was going smooth sailing for EK Dirty, but this second round, Blake Tyler coming on strong, and you have to think, anytime Blake Tyler gets one knockdown, there is sure to be a second.
Yeah, but he still has to be careful, head health almost even at this point, and Dave gets the takedown. This is what he needed, Relax, you got knocked down, that's okay. It's okay to get knocked down in this game. You can pop back up, you can win, and you just need to be calm, you need to be patient, and you need to get your game going once again. This is what Dave's trying to do with that takedown here.
90 seconds remain. Not a ton of time left on the clock, but if Dave can just control, right? If he can just sort of hold this position for the remainder of the round, you have to think he's locked up 2 against Blake Tyler.
I don't know. I mean, that drop, that may have very well stolen Blake the round. We'll have to see, but we'll see what kind of damage Dave can do here. The answer is not. Let's see Blake back up to the feet. Let's see. The takedown defense is not there today.
Big slam right there from
Nice
GSP.
reversal.
Brings not a lot of strikes on the ground, but a lot of activity. Some really good transitions in that sequence.
Yeah, I like seeing the movement on the ground. A lot of the time, people are just like, okay, I'm just going to hold it. Oh! Front kick!
Oh.
Seals the round
Wow.
for Blake. Dave, little reckless there. Maybe he thought that Blake was going to try to move in. And he gets hit. Gotta think it's 1-1 going into the third.
Dirty Dave falling in love with that spinning wheel kick upstairs. Needs to set it up a bit more than he is.
I mean, 100%. He just has to be just a little more careful. He was doing such a good job of being patient and calculating his shots, and now Blake seems to have him panicked a little.
Once Blake gets your number, that is checkmate.
Oh,
in
but
those
maybe not! Dave gets a nice rock right there.
It sort of seems, yeah, when one guy starts to get something going, the other guy stuns him and brings him back down to earth.
Look at that. Sidekick right back to a turning sidekick to the body. Very, very nice work from Dirty Dave, bringing out a few of the flashier kickboxing combinations. Ooh. Looking for that front kick. Gotta be careful, though, because last time he whiffed a kick, Blake nailed him.
I love how Blake Tyler's just probing with that lead hand, right? Sticking that jab out, keeping it active, making sure that it's always in the face of Dirty Dave.
Yeah, he's just showing something. It's looks, right? It's just always, okay, here's something I'm doing, and then here's something I'm doing, and he never knows exactly what's about to be thrown at him, and that's when Blake hits him with the 1-2, that's when Blake hits him with the lead hook, and then that's when Blake gets his damage. So Dave really is just trying to keep him at a distance right now, but he's getting a little, it feels like he's losing his composure a little.
He who occupies the space typically gets the W. Talk about activity. Yeah, Dirty Dave not really putting the foot on the pedal too much. Maybe he thinks he's done enough to snag the decision. I feel like each guy should be a bit more urgent.
Yeah, maybe, but that's what Dave was looking for. If he can stay on top for these last 2 minutes, then this is going to be his fight, or so it would seem. You never know what the judges are going to say, obviously. But low stamina there. Blake looking for the reversal. Nope, he gets sprawl. But Dave gets that. 30 seconds of ground control, that's nothing to scoff at. And some nice shots on the ground. Drags him down.
Really
now,
good
if I'm Dirty
work.
Dave here, I'm just looking to cycle back sitting. Yep,
Absolutely.
there he goes. If I'm Dirty Dave, I'm thinking, all right, this is my fight to lose. I have this fight. I know exactly where he's going to go. He's going to try to get up. That's all he's going to do. But Dave doesn't care.
Oh!
He's looking for the finish.
Wow.
40
Blake
seconds
Tyler
left on the
eating
clock,
some-
and you got to think Blake is panicking right here because, if he doesn't get something going here, he's about to be out of this fight.
$140 on the line. Blake Tyler has 20 seconds to make something happen. Unsure if he's going to be able to do that. He kicked Dirty with just a great adjustment, right? Really relied on the grappling to secure this one.
Absolutely, but we'll see where the judges stand. Blake did get some good damage on the feet. Sometimes they agree on that. I think, we're just going to have to see where this goes, and it goes to EK Dirty. The champ is down. Dirty Dave gets the victory in a decision. What a great fight.
Such a good fight, man. I mean, Dirty did great work in the first 5 minutes, just kind of shut Blake Tyler out for that first round. Blake got a bit more comfortable and confident in round two and leading into round three, but EK Dirty just a bit more holistic, right? Seemed like the grappling was his sweet and sour sauce, got it done and progresses. You can see 34 significant strikes, DK Dirty to 19 of Blake Tyler. Interesting, but EK Dirty, first guy in the semifinals.
Yeah, first guy in the semifinals, and he is going to be fighting the winner between Fadinator and God Ate My Pig. This is going to be an absolute barn burner, if I've ever seen one, I mean. Holy.
Definitely. I mean, talking about paths to victory, each guy's so well-rounded. I have to think, if I'm God at my pig, I am a bit nervous about the hands of Fadinator. He really throws just cement blocks.
Yeah, he does, and you just got to be careful. You know, God Ate My Pig, I'm sure not wanting to take another loss in a row. He already took one to Blake yesterday, who just got knocked out of the tournament. And then if he wins, you know, he's got to be pretty happy because he'll be fighting Dave, who he just beat in the SFL. That was his last victory. So we're going to have to see what happens here, but we are going to go straight into this fight. God Ate My Pig fighting Fadinator, and look at that record. Goodness.
Wow. Almost 200 wins for Fad, 65 for God Ate My Pig. Jorge Gamebred Masvidal mirror match is on deck for the second quarterfinal match.
Yeah, that's an interesting record. You know, the champ, maybe it was from earlier in the game when, you know, God Ate My Pig didn't know as much. He's only become, you know, quite good very recently. But we will see what happens between these two. There's really no way to tell until the fight starts. You know, we saw Blake was up almost 150 on Dirty Dave, and we just saw how that fight went.
That is a crazy record, though. Damn.
All right, here we go. Fadinator fighting God Ate My Pig in a Jorge Masvidal mirror match. Gotta think neither of these guys are gonna take it to the ground.
No, this is going to be a striker's delight for sure. And that's already what we're seeing. Already early lands from God Ate My Pig.
Oh, nice duck counter coming out from God Ate My Pig, coming out with a 4-piece as well. And Fadinator maybe trying to test the waters a little with this fight. You know, he is almost certainly going to be fighting for the ESFL belt in his next match. So, you know, fighting the guy who just lost it, you know, got to
Probably
be some good experience, you know.
Good yardstick for sure to see how he matches up. We'll say he's hidden the health stats, Zyaf. We aren't going to know what the head, body, or any of the legs looks like as this fight progresses.
Yeah, we are going to have to figure that out as it goes on. Nice duck counter coming out from God Ate My Pig, but really using a lot of stamina very early in this fight. Have to see if that pays out for him. That's a nice rock comes out from Fadinator and working the body, too.
Out of nowhere, Fad just touches.
Oh! He ducks into the uppercut.
Wow.
He tried to get fancy. Fadinator ducked, and he tried to duck the counter, but not this time.
God Ate My Pig floored. I mean, talk about an absolute uppercut from hell.
Yeah, and now God Ate My Pig got to be a little worried here. Pressing forward. But Fadinator got to be pleased with how this is going through 2.5.
I was going to say, God Ate My Pig was doing a really good job at countering, too, right? He did that duck cross twice, I believe, and it landed. But Fadinator making those connections regardless.
Right, but I mean, that's what's so beautiful is I think God Ate My Pig thought Fadinator was going to go for the duck cross. He ducked, and so God Ate My Pig ducked, thought the duck cross was going to come and he could counter it, but instead the duck uppercut came out. Very, you know, unorthodox counter, not something you see a lot of people throw, but it worked this time. Nice slip straight. But God Ate My Pig almost down half on stamina.
Down half on stamina and losing the pressure battle, right? You can see Fad walking him down, pushing him back across the octagon. Now Gant coming alive, throwing some strikes and getting this fight to the center of the octagon.
And that's what he needs to do, but he can't be whiffing big shots like that. You know, his stamina's already low, his head health's already low. He can't afford to have those vulnerability spikes coming out. And he tries to pull the straight. And the uppercut
and
lands.
Down again.
This could be it. Into top mount. Let's see what Fadinator does. And that is it in round 1. Fadinator puts God Ate My Pig to sleep.
You know, we were talking about how Fad matches up with these ESFL guys as he continues his quest for the title, and that was a big statement that he just made.
Absolutely. Very, very impressive from Fadinator. Moving on right away, he said, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get this fight done. This is my tournament right here, and he just made a statement. He's going to be going up against EK Dirty Dave. I'm so excited for that fight.
And with that, the left side of the bracket is complete. Quarterfinals have been extinguished. Right side is up next. Suave Jamie versus Trixie and Yurta versus Dabican. Anthony, Zyaf, how do you make of those two fights?
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for these two fights, Bane. Suave Jamie versus Trixie, the rematch between the Venom Invitational champion and the Venom Invitational runner-up. That's so exciting. And then Anthony fighting Yurta. That's just a great fight between two, pressure strikers. Two pressure strikers, two guys who really know, what they're doing on the feet. They know exactly, everything that needs to get done. That's just, both these fights are so incredibly exciting. But let's look back a little, Bane. I mean, because we've had some great, incredible fights on this card. 16 of the top competitors in UFC 4, and they really have been putting on a show tonight.
Completely. It's so high level. And one thing to point out is,
I believe we lost Bane. Give us 1 second. A few technical difficulties. Make sure. Had some incredible fights on this card. Oh, Bane, you there?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Hey, am I back? Let's go. I was saying, whenever you have mirror matches, you get a bit frustrated because it's like, man, it's just the same thing. But Piotr Jan mirror matches are a bit different just because it's so high level, and these guys live up to that in such a big way. Just the technical striking on display is not something you typically see anywhere. I mean, online world championships, you got a lot of people that are very casual players. These guys are dedicated to the craft, and it shows.
Absolutely, and we are going to move on. Our next fight is ready. Suave Jamie on his... Oops, wrong thing. Suave Jamie fighting Mr. Trixie. Suave Jamie on his Robert Whittaker account today.
Interesting.
Not using Robert Whittaker, though, because he's not at welterweight. But we will see how these fights go.
Whittaker fought at welterweight. I don't know. Don't know why they didn't put him down at 170 as well.
All right, looks like it's going to be an Usman Mir rematch. I believe these guys Usman mirrored in the Venom Invitational tournament. So, maybe Jamie looking for a little bit of revenge. He can't be happy about how that fight went.
Oh, no, that definitely still stings. I mean, such a big tournament like that, one of the largest that we've ever had, and coming up short, wants to make him pay.
Absolutely. I mean, Trixie got a custom Venom kit out of that. I wish I had competed. I wanted a custom Venom kit. Are you kidding me? That's sick.
That's so expensive, though, man.
Well, I don't know if you can get it without without winning one of those tournaments. So, I mean, hopefully we can have another one in the future. I want a Venom kit. I want one of those. That's messed up. But here we go. They have readied up. I'm very excited for this one. And we get no look at the records this time because Jamie on an alt account. So 0-0, they are fresh.
It's interesting why he went on the Robert Whittaker account. Unsure.
I believe it's because of some kind of glitch with UFC 4. But here we go. Trixie coming out with the leg kicks early. And the double jabs. And a clinch right away. Very Usman.
Love those knees inside the clinch.
Yeah, I gotta think we're gonna see some grappling in this one, right, Bane?
Oh, completely.
Jamie
And already
already
right
shooting,
there.
but nothing doing for him. And Trixie landing some good shots as well as the leg kicks and the uppercut on the
Right
inside.
there. Jamie eating a couple more shots than he traditionally does, but you know, you got to take a couple minutes to figure out Trixie. You don't want to rush in there and throw reckless strikes. You want to be patient, be calculated.
Yeah, seriously, he gets the single leg though. Good job, turns it out, and Trixie is down, gets him to sprawl. Gotta think Jamie's just gonna try to work the body here.
Absolutely. Look at that. Just digging away, chipping that liver, cutting the stamina down. I mean, that's what you want to do if you're in this sprawl position. Just hammer away, get that grapple advantage.
Yeah, definitely a lot of body damage for Jamie early. Gonna see how that pans out for him.
Oh,
But I mean, leg isn't exactly looking great for Jamie right away. That left leg done a little bit of damage to it.
oh, definitely. You could see he's operating with that southpaw stance. Maybe wants to hide that left leg. Unsure. Midway through this first round, though, Trixie definitely having a good showing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing a good job just keeping Jamie tentative, keeping him on the back foot. Maybe Jamie a little worried about that Usman mirror. You know, he's lost to Trixie's Usman before. Maybe he knows the game, but he's just he seems just a little, you know, like I said, a little tentative, a little unsure of himself right now.
Sort of with how, you know, Blake Tyler was fighting. It seemed like he was not sure to find. He couldn't find his rhythm. You know what I mean? Didn't
Right.
really get the game plan going. Just sort of inside the octagon, but not really inside it mentally.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, it is Jamie. It's the triple champ. I'm sure he's gonna, you know, come back. But right now, Trixie putting on a good showing, very similar to his teammate, EK Dirty Dave. Almost a bit of the same game plan looking from these two.
The ZK guys spar so much they just seem like the same guy.
Literally. But obviously quite different in you know, in picks. We saw the GSP and then the Usman coming out.
Beautiful
Oh,
slip straight
goodness!
right there.
Nice rock pull elbow, but Jamie is hurt in round one.
Man, he's wobbled there for a long time, too. Really backing up, trying to clear the cobwebs. But Trixie, coming on strong, does secure that trip right there. Jumps into the guard.
Yeah, solid first round for EK Trixie right there. We're looking at the stats. Very efficient, 17 for 39. Landing one for every two significant strikes he threw. Quite impressive through one round for Trixie. But a nice hip toss coming out from Jamie. This is where we saw him shine versus EK Jakey.
We'll see how Trixie responds to this side control position.
Yeah, I mean that's really what Jamie is looking for, right? Is that side control. But you know, Trixie sparring with some of the best guys in the game over at EK. He knows what to do, gets himself out of it, and now in half guard.
So technical. Through 6 minutes, Zyaf, this one is living up to the expectation.
Absolutely. I mean, it is really a chess match between these two Usman players. You know, Jamie, obviously, you know, getting a little more of that wrestling off. It seems to be that especially in this tournament, whoever's on top has the advantage on the ground. You know, Trixie was doing very well on top, and now he gets a reversal. Let's see what he can do here. But you know, as soon as they get, you know, on bottom, it seems as though it's almost like these guys. Yeah, basically, it's just whoever's on top is controlling the fight right now, and whoever is pushing the pace.
Midway through this second round, have to think Swab Jamie done a bit better work through the first 2-3 minutes. But Trixie, right, still very much in it. Not a lot of damage really done on either guy. Both gentlemen have their stamina pretty high.
Oh goodness, that was a long way to travel. I'm surprised he got that cage get up. But a nice turning takedown coming in from Jamie.
Now, you got to think if you're Trixie, this is somewhat frustrating. Mentally might be a bit, not not necessarily shaken, but having a guy that's so grapple focused and who's getting it to the mat and keeping you there, it's frustrating for sure.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, but at the same time, Trixie is just doing a phenomenal job defending off his back. We've seen a lot of people fare not as well versus Jamie, especially in the side control position, but he's doing a good job. He's staying active. He's making sure he doesn't take too much damage, and that's the big key thing here. As Jamie gets up, 1 minute left in the round. Let's see what these guys can do. Tries to turn the single, nothing doing. Once again, Trixie's showing some good takedown defense in this fight.
Absolutely. And his takedown defense is improving as the fight progresses, which is what you want to see. Big land on the inside right there. Doesn't get the trip, though.
Yeah, I mean, this round is so close that, honestly, it's quite hard to tell who's winning. Jamie, obviously, with the top control, but didn't do a lot of damage. Trixie... Oh, my God, and Trixie with the rock! Says, no, I know who's winning this round. Trixie seems to be up 2-0.
Wow.
Jamie can't be happy about that one, can he, Bane?
No, Suave Jamie has to be annoyed with how that round concluded. Right, it was such a good round for him. 2 minutes and 25 seconds for control time. Just great work all around, and then gets clocked right there at the end. All is on the shoulders of Suave Jamie in this final round. Trixie doing such good work
the slip hook! Trixie is in trouble right now. Jamie is hunting him down as he gets the drop. This is what Jamie needed, and he gets him right into side control, right where he wanted. Doesn't get the crucifix. Trixie has got to recover from this one quickly.
Talk about just a switch being flipped for Suave Jamie. Came out in this third round with something to prove.
Yeah, seriously, and now he is in trouble, but nope, Trixie gets the slip, and now let's see what he can do after, you know, that drop was not good for him. He got rocked for a long time, and Jamie looking to get that slip hook off again.
Big hooks right there from Trixie. Now clinches up, great knees on the inside still.
Oh, nice knee from Jamie, rocks him, and he's pushing him back right here. Trixie's just trying to keep himself safe, lunge out, but Jamie is coming on very, very strong with 3 minutes left. Trixie fails the takedown and gets hip tossed.
Wow.
So realistically, what do you do if you're Trixie right now, Bane? Do you bank on having won those first 2 rounds and just try not to get dropped again, try not to get 10-8'd and maybe lose the coin flip on the judge's decision? What do you do if you're Trixie, or do you just try to, you know, keep going and maybe look for a rock or a finish?
I would definitely say just circling, moving laterally, jabbing from a distance. You know, depending on if Jamie rocks him again, I mean, that'd be tragic for Trixie. I'd say he then needs to bite down on the mouthpiece, try to return that.
Again. Like you said, a little bit tragic for him, but he is hurt here, and he's just trying to circle. Oh! Trixie is down! Suave Jamie hits him with the hook uppercut as he tries to lunge out, and that is all she wrote for Trixie. What a victory for the Triple Champ.
An insane third round for Suave Jamie. I mean, he looked good through 10 minutes, but Trixie clearly was having the better moments. That final set of 5 minutes, though, Jamie just, man, looked like a completely different fighter.
And, man, Trixie was up 20-18 on 2 judges' scorecards. What a close fight. What a great fight. Very impressed by both of those guys. But Jamie is going to move on to the semifinals, where he will be fighting the winner of our next fight, Yurta fighting Anthony. We are moving right along. I'm very excited for this one.
Final quarterfinal is upon us. I just excited about it. Yeah, I mean, this is a matchup that I've been waiting for this entire tournament. Yurta versus Dabakin. Have to think that Dabakin was such a strong performance over Caliber. Yurta's going to need to change it up, but Yurta taking out Kezza in the way he did. So many different questions that we're about to have answered.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be very, very interesting. That was That came out of nowhere, really. That really did come out of nowhere. But we are going to move on to the next fight. Yurta is going to be fighting Mr. Anthony Dabakin himself. And we are here. And these boys are about to walk in and give us some fireworks.
Pull up the stream.
Looking at a Masvidal mirror match. I believe, is that the first one of the tournament? No, I feel like there was another one.
Not the first one. Can't recall who, but this will be the second Masvidal mirror match that we've got. 3 wins to Dabakin, 8 to Yurta.
Oh, it was Max vs. Fadnator, right? But here we go, another Masvidal mirror match, and gotta think again, 2 pressure strikers, 2 guys who just really love to run at each other and get going. It's gonna be a barn burner.
Completely gonna collide at the middle and see who's still standing once the dust settles. Dabakin in the red, Yurta is in the black trunks.
Yeah, and right away we're seeing a bit of a car crash, right? You know, they're kind of almost running at each other, but at the same time, still trying to stay a little bit technical as we see Yurta with the body uppercut right there, and the teep gets intercepted by the 1-1-2.
Dabakin, great choice right there. As Yurta's trying to throw that teep, just entered the pocket and pushed him back with strikes, intercepting and disrupting right there. You don't want to let Yurta get those teeps, those front kicks to the body going. That's his bread and butter to create distance and control the pace of the fight.
Yeah, but ooh, slips right into the hook right there. And Yurta trying to get his own offense off right now, but pretty even so far. Just a bit of a feeling out process, I feel like.
Completely, yeah. No guys really sitting on strikes. They're not really trying to find the kill right now. Just making the reads, right? Just making those reads and adjustments.
Yeah, but the 1-2-1-2 coming out from Dabakin that you so loved in his last fight, you know, just the mix-ups of that, and seems to be working for him. Not a lot of people throw that combination. It's not something that's expected. Nice slip straight and the lead hook. Dabakin seeming to find his rhythm a little, maybe looking to turn up the pressure a little. Nice 4-piece coming out from Yurta and breaks the block with the jab uppercut. I can't talk. I'm just so good at talking, honestly. Like,
oh, Zyaf, an orator for the ages.
Yeah. Oh, nice pull straight. And a nice jab rear hook. Hook's coming out from Anthony. Again, just keeping it even. This is a very, very close round 1.
Good body work right there from Yurta. It's a staple of his striking arsenal. It's just attack in the midsection.
Ooh, good hooks though. Oh, but Yurta coming in with the rock. Throwing it 2 body hooks and then a lead hook. Yurta, you know, solidifying that round. But Anthony's going to try to come back. Obviously, a minute still left in the round. A lot can happen in a minute.
Ooh, good stick right there by Yurta.
Yeah, he's just doing a very good job of that. You know, just slipping off to that side. A lot of people prefer the outside slip, but the inside slip can be just as effective, as we're seeing from Yurta, and just keeping yourself safe and maybe landing some less powerful counters, but some more safe ones that are still doing a good amount of damage. Yurta just keeping Anthony at bay right here, and gotta think it's 10-9 Yurta heading into round 2.
Completely agree. Dabakin,
nice
right?
rock at the end of the round.
Ooh.
So there you go, 1-1 on rocks. Yurta slightly outlanding Anthony. But
Anthony reminding Yurta, though, that he's still there, right? Still, that rock right there was him letting him know, hey, pal, you haven't won this one yet.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes people start to think they can run away with fights, and that's just not the case in these high-level exchanges. You know, every exchange, there's just a million things going through these players' minds, so, you know, one mistake, one wrong move, and, you know, it's lights out. So you always got to be on your P's and Q's. And if you're trying to play a technical game, you better make sure that you are doing it for 3 full rounds, because otherwise it may end up going very badly as Anthony sings Yurta with a 1-2.
That's what we saw with Trixie and Suave Jamie. Trixie, right, so calculated through 10 minutes, but that last round, right, got a little unfocused. And Suave Jamie capitalized in a big way. We're still seeing a feeling out process. Each guy tried to trade that slip straight right there. Good combination by Yurta.
Yeah, and he slips off on the 4-piece from Dabikin. Block is starting to look a little low. This is trouble for Dabikin here. Nice pull straight, though.
Ooh.
Oh, but the duck straight comes out from Yurta, gets the drop. 2 knees coming out and up against the fence for Dabikin. This is not where he wants to be because this is 2 rounds down for Dab, and he's only 2 minutes into the second round here.
Yurta is so impressive. So impressive in this tournament so far. Love the fundamentals that he's operating behind and really not taking a ton of damage. As I say that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like we said, lapse in judgment. But, you know, like you said, he's still looking very impressive. But he needs to, I think, stay on his bike and make sure Dab doesn't get the chance to tee off on him like he is right there, because otherwise he's going to get the slip straight and he gets the drop by himself. Wow. Man, 1-1 on drops, and Dab is just keeping it so even right now.
Yeah, coming alive midway through this second round. That's what he needs to do. He can't sit and take pictures and watch Yurta's work. You have to have some of your own. Anthony lighting up Yurta as this fight progresses.
Man, he really is lighting him up. But, you know, Yurta obviously looking to come back. The pull elbow. And they're just keeping it so similar right now. It's like Yurta gets a rock, but then Dab gets a rock. And Dab's got the rock right here. Looking to move in. Yurta's got to be careful. His block is low, and so is his head health. Oh, the wheel kick! This could be it right here, and Yurta is down!
Wow. Talk about a finish. Fitting wheel kick. I mean, Dabikin just created that moment out of nowhere, forced Yurta back across the cage, and then sent him to sleep. Fantastic job, Anthony.
Oh my goodness, that came out of nowhere. Goodness gracious, that quite impressive. And Anthony moves on to the semifinals, the final member of the semifinals. Very, very impressive stuff from Anthony. He is going to be fighting his teammate Suave Jamie, and that's going to be an absolute banger of a fight. So, Bane, we are now on to the semifinals of the tournament, and that means 5-round fights. No more 3 rounds, 5-round fights for the semifinals. And that is just exciting, especially because you've got EK Dirty fighting Fadinator in a 5-round fight. We just saw Dirty go to a 3-round, employed a great game plan. So let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the adjustments that these fighters make with 25 minutes on their hands instead of 15. I mean, I'm anticipating a bit slower gameplay. I'm anticipating that feeling out process to be extended through the first round and a half potentially. I don't think these guys are gonna want to come out and just swing like they sometimes have been at the beginning of these fights.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see, because this fight is at lightweight, and that means that there is going to be a specific pick coming out. You already know what it is. And as we're going to go on to this fight, it is Dustin the Diamond Poirier looking to be locked in for both EK Dirty and Fadinator. We'll see if that's the pick these guys decide to go to. But if they do, got to think it's going to be a barn burner.
Anytime that Louisiana steps inside the octagon, you know it is for sure to be an exciting one to watch. We'll say the existing history between these guys, 13 wins to Fad, 5 to Dirty Dave. But, you know, can't really put too much into it. And that is a pretty close line in terms of who's winning.
100%, you know. And last time we saw someone with a 2-1 advantage over EK Dirty Dave, you know, he put Blake into the Decisionator from GSP.
Touch of gloves right there. You can see EK Dirty is in the black trunks. Fad is in the blue trunks.
Nice pull already coming out from EK Dirty Dave. You got to think that he may want to play a bit of a different game, because, you know, 3 rounds, it's just a different, it's a different milestone from 5 rounds, and you gotta be maybe either a little more conservative or a little more aggressive. But he already gets dropped with the left hook.
Wow.
EK Dirty Dave. Fadnator coming out with the statement.
Hey, sometimes it's better to go all action, pedal to the metal from the beginning of a 5-round fight than, than take it patient.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, when it's 5 rounds, it's oftentimes difficult to play that decision game because it's UFC 4, and like we just saw with Davikin versus Yurta, just one moment can end the fight. So if you want to play for a decision in 5 rounds, you have to play perfect for 5 rounds, and that means you don't get rocked, you don't get dropped, nothing happens to you. So a lot of guys say, "Nah, fuck that. We're going balls to the wall," and they just start throwing.
And this is it's somewhat overwhelming for EK Dirty, right? He's trying to process and find answers to so many strikes so early on. This can't be what he was expecting, which works perfectly in the game plan of Fadnator.
Yeah, I mean, Fad just really poured on the pressure at the beginning. Dirty's starting to come back, landing with some good strikes, but he is in the orthodox stance. A little confusing, but I think he just prefers it. What that does mean is the power of Dustin Poirier is going to get diminished a little, even though I'm pretty sure Dustin has pretty high switch stance from all those shifting combos that he throws in real life.
He does, but point still stands. You're losing a few attributes when you aren't in that southpaw position.
Absolutely, and Fadnator's making him pay. The exchanges are where Dirty Dave is really losing here. When he can get on his own offense, that's when he's doing well. But whenever they start to get into long, drawn-out brawls where Fadnator wants him, that's where Dave is starting to lose a little.
Oh, great work by Fad there.
Yeah, doing a good job. Dave looking to just trade hooks, but that's not what he needs to do right now. As Fad stings him with the jab and he tries to pull. Good first round for Fadnator with 40 seconds left.
Definitely, and it's all unlocked by the pressure, right? And just being the person who dictates the pace, standing in front, landing that volume. Sort of what we were talking about earlier with grappling situations. If you are on top and posturing up and doing ground and pound, typically winning. Same situation on the feet. If you're leading the dance, odds are you're winning.
Yeah, and that's what we see every time, it's whoever's moving forward, and that's something that's been talked about a lot in this game, is just, it really is just whoever decide, it's not whoever decides, because moving forward obviously has some difficulty in and of itself with the offense you get faced with, but really, whoever gets to control the octagon, control the pace, they're the ones landing the harder shots as, ooh, nice head kick for Dirty Davis. Fadnator tries to slip off to that side. Oh, and a nice rear hook coming around for Fadnator.
Oh.
Okay, Dirty Dave gets dropped. Up kick keeps him in the fight.
But look at this. Fad still landing. Dirty Dave's head still blinking. Tough for him in this second round. So early in this second round to get rocked like that.
Oh, and a nice left straight down the pipe right there for Fadnator, and he's doing a very, very good job. Slips off to that side, but Dave's still keeping himself in this fight. He's not not out. He's not a fish out of water by any means, but Fad is definitely one step ahead, and being more comfortable fighting in southpaw, it seems to be giving him that advantage here. So, nice overhand from EK Dirty Dave, and he's landing the rear hook, coming back a little. And nice rock for Dirty Dave. Pushing him up against the cage. Gotta be careful. Fadnator does land that straight. Good job from Fadnator recovering from that. But Dirty Dave getting himself back into the fight a little. Shoots a double leg and turns it. Nothing doing. Fadnator pushing him up against the cage. Gets the back clinch. No choke will be had, no backpack rather, will be had for him. Dirty Dave firing off the head kick, but can't seem to get it. He's thrown that a few times, maybe trying to set something up there.
Stamina on Dirty Dave, a little bit worse for wear as this second round comes to a close.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking perfect, but again, it is Dustin Poirier, great cardio, but minute 30 left in the round. Oh, and a nice uppercut. And he drops him. Wow, great job for Fadnator, just waiting. He was expecting that Dave would try to bait out that upkick, so he waited himself and got the upkick. But, man, they both got drops in, and now Dirty Dave has got to be feeling a little more confident, Bane.
Absolutely. You can see that in his the way he's holding his body right now, his posture. He's just moving forward, clearly feeling himself. Momentum is in that blue corner for sure.
Yeah, but, you can never count Fadnator out.
Especially with how low Dirty Dave's head health is. That is the problem. If he stands and trades in this pocket, I mean...
Oh! That exchange, oh my goodness! The pull elbow and the pull counter, and that is it! Fadinator lands the counter on Dirty Dave and puts his lights out. Fadinator moving on to the finals.
What a fantastic performance right there from Fad. Just capitalized on that opportunity. I mean, Dave was coming back. You could tell that he was getting better, but that pull to the elbow, oh my God, picture perfect. You could see how Dirty Dave dropped. I mean, he was unconscious before he hit the ground.
Seriously, he really was. And Fadnator moves on to the finals, and his opponent is about to be determined between two of the highest level strikers in this game, two campmates, two teammates, Suave, Jamie, and Anthony, rather. We are
Talk
going
about
to see
the murders row that Swab Jamie's had to go through up until this point. I mean, he started off with EK Jakey, then took on EK Trixie, now against Dabikin. I mean, this has not been an easy tournament for Swab Jamie, but he has passed all of these tests in emphatic fashion.
Yeah, I mean, he really has shown up and shown out. He's shown why. Realistically, he is showing why he is considered to be one of the best in the game. He's shown why he won both ESFL championships and then won the esports championship. It's nothing to scoff at, and he's going to try to show up once again. And they are preparing their fight right now. But man, what a great fight between Fadnator and EK Dirty Dave. Fadnator really put on the pressure early. It looked like it may have been a steamroll. Dirty came back, looked like he maybe, may win that fight, and then they just fought back and forth until the very end. That was very impressive from both guys. I cannot wait to see Fadnator in the finals.
And just displays the skill that all of these guys possess, these competitors. I mean, they don't come in to lose. They come in to win, and I mean, just a really good performance from everyone today.
Yeah, seriously. And, alright, they're lobbied up. Let me send you over the link. And they are going to be fighting at a lightweight, so let me let them know.
Looks like they're looking at Charles Oliveira, potentially.
No way. I would be shocked, to be honest. I would be utterly shocked. But, crazier things have happened.
There's Dabikin going to Poirier.
Yeah.
See what Jamie wants to do. Jamie, but a bit wrestle focused.
Nope, but the Dustin coming out for both guys, another Dustin Poirier mirror match. I'm not surprised.
Just makes sense. Like we're talking about with Piotr Jan down at 135, Poirier at 155. Just a smart choice. Very well rounded. Has power in the hands. Has great jiu-jitsu. Fantastic cardio and durability. Simply makes sense, Zyaf.
It definitely does. And we're gonna see, we're gonna see some of the highest level striking you could imagine in this game right now. I'm very, very excited for this fight. All right, here we go.
See, 80 wins to Dabikin, 118 for Swab Jamie. Really tight, rivalry and history between these guys. Herb Dean, third man inside the octagon to get us started for the last semifinal of the tournament.
Yep, and here we go. Both of these guys are absolutely going to look to put on a show for us. But, they're also going to look to win. So we may see the famous secure the win Jamie come out tonight. We'll see. We'll see if he decides to pull out that wrestling versus campmate. You know, the
Secure,
cowardice as we call it. But you do what you gotta do.
secure, yeah. Secure the win. Jamie's a mythical fighter, Zyaf.
That's true.
He's
Yeah.
in that list.
He doesn't come out often, but when he does, you get some pretty egregious results.
Big rips to the body early. Swap Jamie goes upstairs for that combination, connects in the chin of Davikin.
Yeah, and Jamie right away is doing just a very good job of disrupting Davikin's pace, right? You know, he's firing off before or during Anthony's combinations, and it's making him a little tentative, and already we're seeing a massive health discrepancy.
See, though, when Davikin lands, he sits on those punches. I mean, he throws them with bad intentions, and they're making tangible impacts, but Swap Jamie just being so active early through 2 minutes.
He really is. And, I really would like to see Jamie back in the ESFL. He's done so well in this tournament. And I would definitely like to see him return judging on these performances.
100%. I mean, this is almost like being in the ESFL anyways, with all these competitors.
Seriously.
Basically,
these guys
ESFL
are so
card.
high level. An ESFL card with a great tournament and some money on the end. Who knows? That could be where ESFL is one day.
Hopefully.
You know, money every card. That'd be sick.
Good old
Oh,
performance
nice.
bonuses.
Oh, my goodness. Jamie already getting the drop and right into half guard. Dab doing a good job denying the posture up.
This is what we expected somewhat from Jamie, right? This grapple focus, especially with 5 rounds, it just makes sense that he's going to go to this game plan.
Yeah, and I mean, he's doing quite well on the feet as he gets another drop. Man, Jamie is really turning it up in this fight, and Anthony really doesn't seem to have much for him right now.
A lot of pressure from the triple champ, makes it up beautifully.
Nice slip straight, though. Dab is still in it, just at a pretty major deficit right now.
Good news is, right, with Poirier, again, we've spoken about the recovery that he possesses coming into this second set of 5 minutes. That Davikin's probably going to be doing okay. Oh, my gosh!
Oh, good God.
Wow. What a pace that Swab Jamie is setting. Every strike is just hurting Davikin. There's another drop right there.
Yeah, I mean, it really does seem to be only a matter of time at this point until this fight is over. Jamie just doing an absolutely phenomenal job as he gets the body rock as well.
This is why this guy's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting an absolute masterclass in striking on Davikin right now. His own teammate, who, you know, he was the first ESFL champion, and Jamie is making him look like he doesn't belong in there. This is quite impressive.
That's the thing about Davikin, though. You know, he is somebody who can rally back from this adversity. Big uppercut connection right there.
Yeah, he can, but it's going to be rough. I mean, look at the body health, look at the head health, look at the stamina. And we're only 2 rounds in. We're only a round and a half in. So what's going to happen if this keeps going? I don't know how much longer Dab can last. Oh my goodness, and the straight, the body hooks coming out, the body uppercut as well. This could be it, and that is all she wrote. What a dominant performance from the Triple C Suave Jamie.
Somewhat close-ish first round, right? I mean, it was competitive. They were feeling each other out. But once Swab Jamie got going, you just can't stop him. Fantastic shutout of Davikin to punch his ticket into the finals.
Yeah, and here we go. The final fight, or the final fights, rather, of the tournament, because it's the finals. And that means it is a best of 3, Bane. A best of 3 between these two competitors as I try to desperately fit Jamie's name. Okay, there we go. Nobody saw that. But yeah, Fadnator versus Suave Jamie, a best of 3 finals. They are going to get it ready, and let me explain to you the format, because it is a little different. So now it is a best of 3. So the weight classes are going to be different. The first round, or the first fight, is middleweight. The second fight is flyweight, and then the third fight, if we get to that, is featherweight. And there are no mirror matches. So these guys cannot go the same fighter. One fighter is going to pick, and then the other fighter is going to pick. And then it's just going to go on like that until one of them, ends up winning. So we're going to flip a coin.
Before we get to this...
Go for it.
No, continue.
All right. So we're going to flip a coin to decide who gets it. Heads, flip a coin. I'm going to go on to it live so you guys can see I'm not cheating. Flip a coin. Fadnator chose heads, so if it's heads, Fad gets the first pick. It is heads. Fad is going to get the first pick, so there you go. So it is middleweight for the first round, or for the first fight, and Fadnator is going to get the first pick. So, you got to think he's going to lock in Robert Whittaker, right, Bane?
100%. That is the expected choice. I mean, anytime it's at 185, Bobby Knuckles is probably the pick to take. Similar to how we were talking about Poirier and Yan, Whittaker's up there in that conversation with being well-rounded, having such good statistics, power in the hands, great wrestling. But there's several great fighters still at 185 that Jamie can select.
Absolutely, and he's looking at Michael Bisping right now. So if Fadnator decides to lock in Robert Whittaker, then... Yep, and Fad does decide to lock in Robert Whittaker. 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back, and again, a very close record. 49 to Suave Jamie, 31 to Fadnator. What do you make of that?
It just shows that these guys are the highest level that you can achieve back and forth anytime they fight. On any given day, they could beat each other. It just depends on who shows up. Have to think in this tournament they've had dominant performances. I'd say that it is as close as it can get as we start the first of 5 potential.
Yeah, man, and the Robert Whittaker pick definitely going to favor Fadnator. It's looking like it's going to be a striking match. Michael Bisping did get that prime upgrade recently, which is going to help Jamie a lot, but Fadnator already landing some good strikes with Robert Whittaker here.
And you could see, right, anytime he touches that chin of Michael Bisping, big impact, significant strikes right there from Whittaker.
Ooh, goodness. Yeah, you're right. And Jamie... Oh my goodness, Jamie gets dropped right away.
Wow.
Very similar to Fadnator's fight versus EK Dirty Dave, where he got that drop almost instantly. Fadnator looking for perhaps a repeat performance.
Starting this finals off with a big drop right there through 90 seconds. Not what Jamie wants. Seems like he's trying to make the reads and get comfortable, but Fadnator, a fast starter rather.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. But the thing is, Jamie is the one pressing forward. We're talking about Fadnator being a fast starter, but maybe he doesn't want to be, and maybe, Jamie's just allowing him to be because of,
Ooh.
how much he's really trying to pressure. Nice slip straight from Jamie, but gets caught with that lead uppercut there. Good uppercut. And look at that head health deficit already. Obviously, Michael Bisping, 5-round cardio pick. But, Whittaker's got that cardio too, and the power is not going to do Jamie any favors.
It's great to have 5-round cardio, but you can't use it if you get knocked out in the first round. Big knee right there connects. Suave Jamie doesn't seem to have many answers so far for Fadnator.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is very interesting. Maybe got to look to wrestle a little, but Fadnator already having stuffed, two takedowns, I think? So,
yep.
That avenue not looking so hot for the triple champ either.
But again, that patented judo throw was one of those takedown attempts. Didn't work, and that's something that Suave Jamie has relied upon heavily in this tournament. And that not being an avenue to victory definitely takes some wind out of his sails.
I mean, it definitely does. He can't rely on that hip toss. He's gonna have to, get something done, find some other avenues, maybe look for the back clinch, the tie whip. There are a lot of ways to get takedowns in this game, but Fadnator seems to have a lock on all of them. Especially considering not even Dirty Dave could take him down.
See right there, Fad caught that kick, turned Suave Jamie around. Jamie, though, to his credit, right, we've talked about him being the aggressor. He is pushing the pace. He's trying to pressure, but it's simply
but gets
not
knocked out of the sky. Wow. So that's 2 drops for Fadnator. Pouring on the ground and pound right now. Nice frame from Jamie. That'll keep him alive. But low head health and a low block. What a round from Fadnator.
You can see 4 significant strikes for Suave Jamie through 5 minutes. I mean, that is just unprecedented. Who would have thought that this finals would start with Fadnator just shutting Jamie out through 5?
Yeah, I mean, this is incredibly impressive from Fadnator. Jamie shooting the single leg, but once again, nothing doing. I believe he probably tried to turn it, but I don't think Michael Bisping has turning takedowns.
And that shows that Jamie is potentially getting a bit nervous, right? Trying to mix it up in that fashion and shoot naked from that distance. I don't know, Suave Jamie might be a bit concerned.
Definitely. I mean, more than a bit concerned, to be honest. I mean, Fadnator really... we saw Jamie just put on a masterclass versus Anthony, but now Fad is putting on a masterclass versus the Triple C as he gets a body rock.
Oh. Suave Jamie retreating, linearly just backing up right to the cage, eats another combination from Fadnator, tries to throw a head kick, but blocked. I mean, Fad just looks perfect through 6 minutes.
Yeah, he really is just looking, literally, like you said, he's looking perfect. And now he's backing Jamie up as he rocks him, and he digs to the body right there. Jamie just has nothing for him.
Terrible for the triple champ. I mean, cage is cut off. He has no health.
Oh my goodness.
This looks like it could be the beginning of the end. Another stun.
Yeah, and he dropped him as well. Now hold him up against the cage here. And another stun. The block is just completely gone, and Jamie goes down. That is 1-0 for Fadnator. What a performance, Bane.
Just pitched a shutout. I mean, master class. If you look it up in a dictionary, it's just a picture of this fight. Fadnator did not make a single error, in my opinion, which is what you have to do against Suave Jamie. Against the triple champion, you have to be perfect, and Fadnator in this opening round of the finals is perfect.
Yeah, that was really something special. They are going to go to flyweight. Good God. I mean, that performance, Jamie's got to be a little bit nervous, Bane.
Absolutely. I mean, not a lot of success to be had in that opening round, but you've got a chance to come back, right? You got to shake that one off, forget about it, put it in the rearview mirror, and focus on the fight ahead. Flyweight, a lot of great options for you. Seems like he's going for TJ Dillashaw. Interesting pick. You've got the footwork, but that chin is not super reliable down at flyweight.
Yeah, but not the biggest worry when you're fighting a Demetrius Johnson, I think, Bane.
It's a fair point.
But Fad may be looking, Demetrius Johnson almost plays a very similar way to Robert Whittaker, right? He's got the footwork, he's got the karate, he's got he's got the nice boxing, the nice crisp boxing. The one thing he doesn't have is that power, and maybe something that Fad was relying on. So we'll see, Jamie has that very big size of TJ Dillashaw, maybe going to look to use that to force Fadnator into the pocket and see what he can do.
Potentially. Look at the speed, though, of Johnson. I mean, so quick with those combinations. Dillashaw a bit slower to the punch. Fadnator definitely benefiting from that advantage.
Which is just fascinating, right? Because we all know how fast TJ Dillashaw is, but then we all know how fast Demetrius Johnson is. And
This one
so,
seems a bit more even in impact, right? You can see when Suave Jamie's landing, it is causing some damage to the head of Fadnator. Similarly, when Fadnator connects, that chin of TJ Dillashaw gets down just a little bit. So this is a much better start for Suave Jamie.
yeah, definitely. And he's already getting that head health down. You know, Fadnator is just having a little bit of trouble closing the range right now from Jamie, even as Jamie tries to move in. But nice slip straight. That's what he needs to do, I feel like. You know, read the strikes of Jamie, try to figure out what kind of strikes he's throwing, and then, you know, slip and duck and counter. Because otherwise he's just going to get boxed up a little.
Completely. And you could already see, yeah, that physicality of Dillashaw is just impressive. Suave Jamie really leveraging those strengths. Would love to see maybe some low kicks from one of these guys. Fadnator could cut down the movement of Dillashaw by chopping at that lead leg, but have a lot of success with the boxing anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but, you know, he's keeping it close, definitely. But Jamie seems to be one step ahead in this fight, just like Fadnator was in the last one. So, making some good adjustments, I think. And a nice lead hook drops Fadnator.
Punch came out of nowhere, pretty much. Now trying to stack the guard. Nope, Fadnator pops back to the feet. 90 seconds remain, but this first round is all Suave Jamie, in my opinion, really shutting Fadnator out in a great way.
Ooh. Yeah, nice body kick. And Fadnator starting to find his groove a little. Good job with the lead hook, especially. It seems to be his money shot this fight. But has to be careful because he is still a lot lower on the head health as he pushes Jamie up to the cage. But good head movement.
Slight stamina advantage goes to Fadnator. Jamie really just volume punching through 5 minutes, and it's wearing on the cardio. But we know Dillashaw has a great gas. Not super concerned about it. His first round, though, Zyaf, I mean, have to give this one to Jamie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he got the drop, and he really did impose his will. This is something that he oh, and he drops him right at the end. Fadnator.
You know what's now in my mind is how there's a 3 significant strike differential. Fadnator has 18, I believe. Suave Jamie had 15. So with that knockdown, I mean, you never know about the judging in this game.
Goodness gracious, Fadnator coming back in a big way. You know, he saw how the fight was going. He said, I don't like that. Oh, but nice. Good work from Jamie. Not too hard of a rock right there. Just a minor rock. Kept him off him. Good slip straight. Ducking roundhouse, one of my personal favorite combinations.
Suave Jamie needs this victory or it's all over.
Yeah, but, you know, Fadnator's not going to give it to him easy. You know, former campmates. Fadnator just left TD, yesterday? So maybe looking for, looking to KO the king of TD.
Little present that he's given him on his way out the door.
Yeah.
And wins this one.
Handing him his walking papers, right? Nice, good 2 hooks from Suave Jamie. And get side control this time.
Great work from Jamie right there. Let's see what he can do. Now sprawl for Fadnator. Jamie, of course, just working midsection, just chipping at that body. Chooses to stand back up. Man, look at the face of Fadnator. Blood just all over. A couple lacerations.
And the hook's coming out as well. Jamie really putting on a performance here. This is what he needed, right, Bane?
Oh, completely. After that first fight, right, you and I were both talking. We were concerned. We were like, that was not a good start for Suave Jamie. This is a much better fight for him, though. However, not completely out of the woods. Fadnator dropped at the end of round 1. When Fadnator has his moments, he maximizes them. So if I'm Suave Jamie, I am being as efficient as possible, as calculated as I can be, and just getting Fadnator out as soon as I can.
Yeah, he really has to. Fadnator going for the sprawl there. But Jamie does a good job getting backside, and we're seeing a little more of the wrestling come out now.
Look at that head health of Fadnator, too. Just dangerously low. If this gets back to the feet, extended combinations could be doom for Fadnator.
Here he goes, back to the feet, but low stamina and working on the cage. And right back down to side control.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Such impressive grappling from Swab Jamie. It's what we expected, but it is exceeding what we thought. Zyaf, what sort of adjustments can Fadnator make to turn the tables of this one?
He did, he's just gotta, I think he just has to really try to impose his will. Oh my goodness, as he gets dropped again. But, he's got to impose his will, and he has to, he has to keep his defense sharp. We're seeing him do the best when he can get inside the pocket and box, but at the same time, we're seeing that, he's getting caught on the inside. So what he needs to do is he's got to get onto the inside and then move his head, keep himself safe, wait for that opportunity, and then fire the shots off.
We'll see if he can do that. Sort of got saved by the bell at the end of that second round. After that knockdown, you could tell he was dazed and confused. So James was about to put it out, but round 3 is upon us. And Fadnator, yeah, more careful approach right here. Not really staying in the pocket, dancing in and out of it.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. The big issue for Fadnator right now is the fact that he's resetting after exchanges. He's getting his damage, but then he's leaving. He's not letting himself, capitalize on that damage, and that's what's going to happen as Jamie gets another drop with the hooks once again, and another drop. Oh my goodness, this could be it.
Look at how impressive Swab Jamie is in this fight. Just getting stronger as it goes. Fadnator still hanging in there, right? Durable as they come, trying to fight his way back in, but those hooks from Jamie have been vicious.
Yeah, I mean, he's really been getting them all fight, Fadnator just hasn't been able to duck or adapt or really do anything against the hooks of Jamie as he gets another one for a drop, but, Fad's staying in there.
Talk about such an interesting juxtaposition between last fight and this fight, with how such a shutout for Fadnator, and then this one being all Swab Jamie. I mean, it's insane that these fights are back to back.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think honestly, it's the pick. I think that's what it is. It's the fighter. Jamie just did not have the fighter he needed to deal with Fadnator's style. He didn't know what Fadnator was going to come out with. But now he does, and now he's adapting to it with his picks. So it's so interesting to see how these esport rules and no mirror matches end up playing out for these guys.
Great reversal right there from Swab Jamie. Gets it into full guard. Minute 40 to work. A lot of time. We'll see if he can progress to that patented side control position. Sort of a submission attempt maybe for Fadnator.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Good fight. To be honest. Yeah. That's gotta be it. No stamina. He gets the Kimura chain. And Jamie looking to lock in a submission here to wrap up quite an incredible performance in the second one.
Tied 1 apiece on both sides. What a performance from Swab Jamie. The comeback that he needed. We were concerned after he got shut out at 185, but downstairs at 125 makes it happen.
Yeah, and looks like we are going to go to a third fight, and I wouldn't have it any other way, Bane. This tournament has been absolutely incredible. Nobody wants a shutout in the finals, and we're going to go to featherweight to cap this thing off. We already know what the fight's going to be. We just don't know which fighters they're going to pick. It's Max versus Conor, right?
Likely. More than likely, Max versus Conor. Whoever gets Holloway has a big advantage. Yep.
And Swab Jamie picking out Mr. Conor McGregor.
Swab Jamie putting those white trunks with the green trim. You can see Fadnator in the black shorts. For all the marbles at 145, Zyaf this tournament has been exceptional.
Yeah, I'm just so happy to have you in the booth with me, Bane. 2.5 hours later, and we are on the finals, the final fight. Fadnator with Max Holloway fighting Swab Jamie with Conor McGregor. Man, I'm so excited for this one.
Momentum is all on Suave Jamie, who had a fantastic outing at flyweight. Let's see if he can replicate it at featherweight and go. Put 2 up against Fatnator back-to-back. Fatnator has to fight his way back in a bit.
Yeah, he really does, but every fight is new, and what Fatnator can't do is get himself caught up thinking about last fight. Jamie didn't get himself caught up. He got dominated at middleweight, and now he's back, and all of a sudden, he's playing exceptionally well. So he cannot... Fatnator cannot let himself worry about what happened last fight. He can't think, oh, my head health's already low, because it's not. It's a brand new fight, brand new characters, brand new everything. This is your chance to shine. And for Jamie, he won. Oh, beautiful pull elbow.
Wow.
And the overhand lands on him, almost cracks him.
Max Blessed Holloway just winging those power shots was gonna commend Suave Jamie in his cage work right there. He was leading Fatnator right into his strikes, but gets clipped, and now tables have been turned, Zyaf.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm surprised Jamie didn't, pull that elbow. That's something that, these guys have become pretty confident with at this point, as we've seen throughout the tournament, is just pulling the pull counters. But didn't happen that time, and Fat really capitalized on Jamie's mistake.
Love Jamie's combinations. They're not 1 or 2 punches. They're 3 or 4. I mean, he's stringing these shots together.
He is, but at the same time, it's not working right now. Fatnator has a pretty big head health advantage already, and that's not something you want with Conor McGregor when you're fighting a Max Holloway. Is that Max Holloway to have the head health advantage as he gets blocked again?
Suave Jamie on the ropes, gets that elbow, but man, in a 5-round fight, having that damage that's already been done, and then you got to think about the cardio and durability of Holloway. This is not a great start for Suave Jamie.
Yeah, but Fatnator has to be careful. Jamie is already looking for that pull elbow as he gets rocked. We saw how powerful it is. Max versus Bang Bang. He just has to be careful. Stay calm. You've got the round. You've got the fight, basically. I mean, when you're off to this strong of a start with Max Holloway, if you just snowball with that, that's what Max does best. So don't let yourself, just stay calm and keep playing your game. Don't get too cocky, but don't be too patient either. Play exactly how you've been playing, because Jamie wants to get that one back.
The Fatnator takes the foot off the gas just a little bit in this final minute, not really pressuring like he could.
Yeah, but I feel like that's, a bit of... Whoa, Jamie hip tossing with Conor, man. That secured the win, Jamie coming out. We saw a glimpse of him.
Yeah, they pulled back the curtain, and he was waiting right there for us. We'll see if we can get more of him in round 2. But tough start at 145 for the triple champion. Odds are packed against him. Herb Dean gets us going for round 2.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, what a pulse. Man, Fatnator is looking good. These tournaments are really where these players get to shine. Oh, wheel kick!
Wow!
Right as I say it! Oh, but
Jamie.
The head movement!
Absolutely perfect movement right there from Fatnator inside the pocket. Really just flowed with all of those shots. Didn't take a ton of damage, but I mean that head kick, it chipped away at the overall head.
Man. That was almost a nightmare for Fatnator. All that hard work, but Jamie gets rocked, moves his head himself. Great slip-offs by both of these men. I'd like to see maybe a few more hooks being thrown by both of them to counter
negate that head movement.
Yeah,
completely.
To counter that head movement. Or maybe, dig to the body. You've got Max Holloway. Got the body investment. Pull a Papadoc, throw 3 circling body hooks with Max Holloway.
Right? Why not?
Why not?
We'll say a couple moments ago.
The slip straight comes out. Beautiful job, but Fatnator slips off once again. And Jamie's
right
block
here
as
from
well.
Jamie. Jamie's staying in the pocket a bit too much, in my opinion, with that block. He needs to bounce in and bounce out. These returns are what's getting him. Fatnator clips him as he's ending a combination. If I'm Jamie, I'm really focusing on footwork through the remainder of this second round.
For sure, but at the same time, he can't let Fatnator get this into the 4th round. This goes into the 4th round. How gassed is he going to be? He's already, what, 55% stamina it's looking like around there? He doesn't
definitely
want that
low
to get much further. So he's trying to push the pressure. But, Fatnator, oh, nice work. See, Fatnator,
that slip straight has been money for Suave Jamie.
It really has, but Fat Nader's doing a very excellent job of keeping himself safe as it goes on, and now investing into the body, just like we said, off the rocks. And he's just keeping it short and sweet. 2, 3 pieces, and Jamie is down!
Oh! Up kick keeps him in the tournament, but man, Jamie is taking a lot of damage!
Not a double up kick, because there was a long enough wait, I believe. So Jamie's good.
60 seconds remain. Fatinator has dropped him twice in the last couple exchanges. The stamina is running off of a cliff right now. This is not looking good for the Triple Champ.
No, it is not. But at the same time, Fatinator's head health has started to blink. This is still anybody's fight as Jamie lands a left hook. Woo! And he ducks the over. Oh, what? The leg kicks? Hello?
Interesting choice by Fatinator. Fatinator's still stunned, though. I mean, he is wobbling around the octagon. Jamie does not have the cardio to keep in that conversation. Big body kick right there. Hurts him. Final 10 seconds of this second round. It's been back and forth through 10 minutes, Zyaf.
Back and forth indeed. Fatinator gets a drop, then Jamie gets a rock. And the thing is, with the power of Conor McGregor, Fatinator can't afford to get dropped. Jamie can afford to get dropped because of Max Holloway, pelvis. But Jamie, if Fatinator gets dropped once, it's gonna be game over, and Fad knows that. That's why he's moving his head so desperately. But he gets hit again, and he gets dropped. The upkick comes out for Fatinator once again, saves him from almost certain doom, but oh my goodness, what a fight.
I've never seen better timed upkick than this tournament. Jamie gets stunned. Jamie backing up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's back and forth. Whoever lands that big strike stuns the other. The head health is so low, it's only going to take a couple more.
Man, I gotta tell you, no matter what, both of these men have raised their stock tonight, Bane. This is such a showing, such a performance. Absolutely incredible from both of these guys as Fatinator pressing Jamie up against the fence. This is the final you want to see, Bane!
Oh, absolutely! Fatinator leveraging that cardio. I mean, he's got such a big stamina advantage.
Oh, and he lands the hook!
Ooh.
Oh, and the 4 hooks!
Oh!
But the upkick comes out once again!
Jamie, just an expert at timing that up kick, but now he's just sitting behind the guard trying to be defensive. He's not really throwing a lot of offense.
Oh! The ball! And the up kick! Oh my god!
There is no higher level of UFC 4 than this. These guys are the best at what they do. One shot wins 140.
The hip toss fails. Literally, like you said, one shot. Fatinator digging the body with the switch kick, ducking, weaving. No way this goes to round 4.
Switching up the stances. 2 minutes left in this third. I can't imagine.
And the wheel kick! That's it!
That be it?
Suave
Wow!
Jamie! Oh my god!
What a way to win this Invitational. A spinning wheel kick on Max Holloway. Fantastic work by the Triple Champion.
Wow. Congratulations to Suave Jamie. Hold on. 1 second.
And the comeback, I mean, man, he was facing some serious adversity. That opening round of the finals got dominated at 185, switched the momentum down at 125. And featherweight, it was still an uphill battle, but boy, did he get it done in a big way.
There he is, Suave Jamie. How does that feel, man?
Mate, I can't even lie. I am fucking buzzing. Oh, mate. Good to be back. Fucking hell, man. There's not a feeling like winning a tournament like that. There is no feeling in the world, man. That is unreal. Oh, I'm buzzing with that.
Man, congratulations, Jamie. A tough out for you in that first fight, Very, very difficult, first fight for you. Obviously, you got dropped multiple times by Fatinator. How did you come back from such a deficit in that first fight?
I mean, it's really tough. There was not much I could actually do in... 1 second. Let me try and switch over to my PC because I heard somebody saying the mic is really bad, so I'll switch over real quick.
Sure.
Apologies.
Man, what a performance from Suave. Jamie, that was absolutely incredible, Bane, and what a way to cap off the tournament.
Oh, a phenomenal highlight reel finish to secure that victory. Jamie's back in the booth. Jamie, I'll let you continue what we were saying about that first fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to just be able to make a comeback from that. But to be fair, Fad, one thing that when we were all in TD, one thing that I feel like helped was I always hammered home the point whenever I was cornering somebody, or even Blake knows, everyone it's kind of a thing just between us. When you have that lead, you play smart, you play careful, and you secure it. And Fad, there wasn't much I was gonna do when that Bisping, when that man ran through me like an absolute tank. He was like a man on fire in there, so it was tough. The Bisping pick definitely sat me back a bit. I was surprised he didn't even have the turns or anything, but I appreciate it. It was good scrap by Fad. The man's an animal. I can't wait for him to be champ as well.
Yeah, just absolutely, what a performance, man.
Such good head movement on both sides as well. Were you surprised at anything that he brought inside the octagon?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but he definitely, one thing that because I've sparred with Fad a lot, obviously former TD. It was tough because I knew the man, he comes with pressure and he comes with lots of combos and he comes with a lot of, not variant, but he comes with a lot of different combos. Basically, I've been stuttering on my own words here, so it's kind of hard to get them down. But once you do get them down, it becomes kind of like a game of just trying to counter more, because the punches in bunches. You got to just walk around them, and you have to find a way to really just be able to get those sweet counters off. Like a couple of times, you have to risk it in there. Like Zyaf knows that himself. You have to risk it when you're down. You need that finish. So I was throwing the slip straights, could have easily been lead hooked. I was throwing spinning heel kicks, could have easily been ducked and flash KO'd, especially in that last one there. That was a nail biter, but I got it done on oh man, I'm buzzing with that.
You did what you had to do, man. I mean, sometimes you just got to take those risks, and they absolutely paid off for you. So, Jamie, before we wrap up this stream, anything you want to say to the world, mic's yours.
Yeah, well, I'm still here. TD on top. Fuck all you rats.
Well, there it is. Congratulations to Suave and Jamie. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And we've got some more content heading out for you in just a bit. The ESFL is back today. They are back, and they are going to be hosting a camp war that I am personally very excited for. So make sure you guys go watch that. They're going to be going live in just 15 minutes. I'm going to spam the chat. So go watch that, and you guys are all incredible. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. See you next time.